games, but
I don't either.
I mean, I guess.
What do you mean you guess?
Well,
I'm all in.
Are
I love
you?
this. Yeah.
I don't.
I think it's
I just
great.
need one Monday night game.
Well, okay, so we work.
Yes.
Well, I mean, some people would call this work.
Yeah.
Some people wouldn't.
That's
Whatever you call it.
Touche. I'm not here to say what is or isn't work.
I wouldn't call it work, but it's hard to pay attention to a game that's on TV while we're doing this.
And how many people like it? Well,
So
I mean,
I'd rather have one game, but it start at 7.
Yes.
But it never. That's me personally, but for my schedule, but they never do that. So now that we have, I just like the fact that we have a 7 p.m. Monday night game.
Yes.
So I'll get to see the whole thing.
Yeah, because but if you're on the West Coast, you're not paying attention to this early one, and on the East, it's vice versa. So it's a little wonky. I don't need 2 Monday night games. Just give me the one, split the difference. Maybe start it at 6:30 and 6. Call it good. I'm good.
All right. Well,
but they're 2 interesting games. I'll give you that.
Yeah. Well, the NFL,
Yeah. Well, even games that you don't necessarily
pretty interesting
think.
No matter who's playing.
That is true.
Typically.
Because, Jacksonville shouldn't be interesting.
Although you know where I'm going right now.
And yet Jacksonville ended up being an interesting game.
You know where I'm going?
What do you got?
MLB app. Let's go, bro.
Although tonight I got no Mets. I get a deep breath. Boy, man.
They won yesterday, though.
You want to talk about how my innards are doing? Dude, I give you that.
Yeah.
I'm in the middle of jumping around. I got all these football games going on, and it's chaos, and I'm trying to keep an eye on the Mets, and I'm like, God, here we go again. And then the polar bear saves me, and we still have a 1.5 lead.
I was just talking to Lukey Bear. I don't know why I called him that. Probably because you just called him the polar bear.
Yeah.
Pete Alonso. So I tossed a bear in at the end of Lukey's name. It's whimsy on a Monday.
Throwing bear in is never
Suki Bear.
Suki Bear, Big Bear. It's Lukey Bear.
Roppy Bear, Bucky Bear.
Yeah. It's fun. We all need a little whimsy in our life.
The Gare Bear.
The Gare Bear.
Boy, the Beaver fans wish he'd be back there.
I don't think so.
No?
No.
Okay.
That's how bad the Gare Bear is or was. Look, no one thinks Trent Bray's the guy, but also no one, and I mean no one, is clamoring for the Gare Bear.
I actually saw that exact discourse on Twitter over the weekend. Someone saying we would have been better off with Gary Anderson than this, and then other people going, "Oh no!" And there was a literal fight over Bray versus Gare Bear.
Can I go ahead and say that that's not that close? Gary Anderson is better than Trent Bray.
He is, but he comes with another set of issues.
Yeah.
Well,
Gary's got some off-field
dude,
troubles.
as a football coach, he was pretty good.
As a football coach, I don't think it's
Oregon
close.
State was, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Oregon State, he wasn't great.
No.
But Utah State, he was great.
Mm-hmm.
So shove it. Debate settled.
That's the.
So
I think you're thinking more of just at Oregon State. Yes.
Well, I'd still take Gary Anderson over Trent Bray. Troubles and all. Trent Bray sucks.
It's not going great.
Anyway.
It's not.
What was I saying? What were we talking about? I had a big thing.
You called him Lukey Bear.
Lukey, yeah.
Lukey Bear.
He said he has tickets to the last Mariners home game. Or the last game of the season.
Dodgers.
Yeah, against the Dodgers.
Yeah.
And
we're thinking about going up to that.
He said he's hoping that the Mariners are not playing for anything.
Mm-hmm.
I would be the exact opposite. I'd be like, I would be praying that it's a huge game.
Sure.
Because I have tickets to it. But he's not. He's thinking, I'm going to be too nervous. And, of course, we all know that if the playoffs are on the line in that game, the Mariners will not score. You know that, right?
You're talking to someone that sat through the 18-inning
0-0, right?
0-0.
Or 1-0 they lost?
Yes. I sat through that. So yeah, I can see where you're going. That is a double-edged sword. If you're a Mariner fan, do you want all the drama, or do you just want to go up, have some beers, knowing that you're safely in?
I think you want a fun
Well,
game.
how about this? What if you're safely in, but you're playing for the division?
Yeah, or you're playing for. He pointed out that they're actually only 4 games from the Blue Jays, who have the best record in the American League.
Yes.
So I mean, it's possible. So he would want it that way.
There's like 12 games left. You're not catching the Blue Jays. Stop it.
You won 9 in a row.
I know.
So he's saying he would rather have something on the line that's good, but if you lose, it doesn't hurt you.
Yeah.
Type of thing. In other words, you're chasing.
Sure.
Toronto, you're chasing Boston.
Well, that's why I said I think maybe, you're playing for the division, but both of you are in, right? Let's say Houston is in, you're in, but you have the tiebreaker. So maybe if you win that game, you win the division, and if not, you win the wild card. But I'm with you. I don't want to go up and see a game that's absolutely meaningless. And hopefully, if you're a Mariner fan, the Dodgers are playing a meaningless game, because the Dodgers are not catching the Phillies or the Brewers. So, and they got a 2.5 lead up on the Padres. So in theory, over the next 9 games, if the Dodgers stretch this out and you end up with a 4-game lead, the Dodgers will be playing that entire series with nothing to play for because it's not seeding at that point. And if you've already won the division, thanks for coming.
And Lukey Bear was wrong. It's 5.5 back of Toronto.
Okay.
Yeah, so they're not.
You're not catching.
You're not catching that.
No.
We have a
3 back of
YouTuber
Detroit.
saying that he is headed to KC Wednesday to visit his son, and they are going to watch the M's beat up on your Royals.
Yeah, and they likely will.
Okay. Yeah, we may go up. If there is, my gal just likes seeing Shohei Ohtani in person, so we may train up and try to catch one of those games, especially if it's meaningless, then the tickets will be cheap.
But will he play?
Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah. Well, he might. I mean, he'll DH. He won't pitch. I wouldn't. Look, if they're not playing for anything, they're not going to throw anybody.
They wouldn't throw him, but would they put him in the lineup at all? I don't know if he has anything ailing him or whatever.
Yeah.
Right on cue, the Royals have lost 6 of 8.
Have you seen the Mets?
Yeah. But
So
I just am pointing out that right on cue, the Royals have lost 6 of 8.
Yeah.
And completely out of it now. And Bobby Witt's back, and it doesn't matter.
Yeah. The Mets had lost 9 in a row in heartbreaking Met fashion until the Polar Bears somehow rescued them in extra innings, and they still have a 1.5 game lead over someone's Giants, who, by the way, the Giants are calling up their top prospect. The Giants are going all in.
Who?
Bryce Eldridge. He is a 6'7" first baseman who's hit 25 dingers this year, and he is only the 3rd player 20 years or younger they've called up in the last 40 years.
So
how old is he?
He's 20.
20. So he's their top prospect, and they're going to throw him in the mix.
Yeah, all right. Well,
right.
Good time. Listen, the next weekend is one of those weekends where I just want to be by a TV.
Yeah.
I don't need to be in Seattle. I don't need to be at Bethpage Black. We got the Ryder Cup. We've got Mariners and all the playoff races coming to a conclusion. We've got Oregon, Penn State.
Seattle and welcomes Ohio State.
Well, Washington does.
Well,
I don't know.
The
Seattle University is
hosting. The city
hosting
of Seattle.
Would Ohio State ever play a game at Seattle U?
Maybe they played the Seahawks. That'd be fun.
Yeah, we got that. I mean, it's going to be a great weekend. So, anyway.
USC has a good one that week, too.
Do they?
Yeah.
Who they got?
I got to look it up. Michigan State, I think.
No, that's this weekend.
Is it this weekend? I'll have to take a look-see. But, yeah, it's a good weekend of West Coast football.
Well, it's a great weekend of sports.
Yes.
I mean, come on.
Yes.
I love this time of year.
Yes.
This is the best month of the year.
Dude, this weekend was pretty good, too.
Yeah, they play at Illinois, USC does.
Okay, that's
on Saturday the 27th.
That's not as good as I thought, but it's still good. I mean, it'll be their. I guess Michigan State's somewhat of a test, but Illinois is what top? Are they top?
They're
11?
They're 9.
9,
and they play Indiana this week.
Yeah,
USC plays Michigan State. I was reading.
Number 1 offense in the country, by the way, not Michigan State. USC.
Bill Conley, ESPN. He says that Michigan State. There are 39 unbeaten teams left. He ranks Michigan State 39th out of the 39.
Yeah.
But they play USC this weekend. And then the Trojans get Illinois, Michigan, Notre Dame.
Okay. So we'll find out.
And Nebraska, if you'd like.
So we'll find out what USC, if they got any lead in the ass, because they're looking good right now, but they haven't played anyone. But this weekend was one of those for me. I had a lot of good college football that I was excited about. Turned out to be a good weekend. The NFL is always fun. I had a Timbers game I went to, and I had arguably the biggest boxing match we've seen in 20 years. So that was kind of fun. It was a nice little sports weekend for me. I sportsed hard.
I heard something about sports this weekend that I wanted to bring to your attention.
Well, it is a sports-ish show, so bring to our attention your hot sports fact.
Well, I thought of you.
Okay.
This is not a fact. It's
just
I thought of
a
you.
rumination, if you will.
Well, I just don't know what to make. So my wife and I are sitting there having a delicious meal. Okay. And we're outside. Okay. We're outside.
Of your house, or are you out and about?
No, we're in a foreign city.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
And a bunch of bros walk by.
Yeah.
It's kind of this bar district where everybody's getting all liquored up.
Sure. I know the district of which you speak. I remember where you were at.
And this kid walks by, and he's talking to his bro friends.
Yeah.
And he goes, somebody has to explain to me what Saturdays were like before Pat McAfee.
Seriously?
He said that, yes.
Well, we watched the same football.
Jeez.
And there were just different people doing
boy,
pregame shows. It wasn't very different.
I looked at my wife, and she was like, what? I'm like, I can't explain this to you, but I need to jot something down in my show notes real quick. I'll be right back with you.
Pat, what were they like before?
This guy was over the moon.
Not what were they like? I can't imagine what they were like.
Somebody's going to have to explain to me what Saturdays were like without this guy.
What do you think they were like?
Well, that's the reaction I thought I'd get.
Oh, my God. Every now and then.
I'll tell you, the kids, man.
Yeah. Every now and then you stumble across something. I remember I was in a actual foreign country, and there were some, you get like the traveling teens that are like backpacking, they're the
kids,
and they're
staying at hostels,
and
they
whatnot.
Have no money, doing odd jobs to get to the next location,
sure,
drinking their face off.
Yeah, and it was a gaggle of gals, and they were sitting behind us at this little outdoor bistro, sort of thing, and one was talking, and you can't help but overhear their conversation because they were, they were kids, and they were quite loud. And every now and then, like you said, someone says something and it makes you double take the Pat McAfee. And this is how dumb the Pat McAfee comment was. It made me think of this. She was talking about you have to try this restaurant because it's just the breadsticks, and oh my God, it's so good, and it's the best salad I've ever had. Would you care to guess what she was talking about?
They would be talking about the never-ending breadsticks and salad of Olive Garden?
Yes!
Bingo.
I love that.
We were in a foreign land. A foreign land.
To be fair, you've extolled the virtues of Chili's in Mexico City. So
we're eating wonderful.
Yeah, why is this so egregious to you? You're the one who ate at Chili's in Mexico City.
We're eating wonderful cuisine. And I heard some kids. They were like, oh my God, you have to try this place. I've never had it. Olive Garden. I about fell out of my damn chair, and then
they were Americans.
Yeah, they were Americans, and I felt bad because I started laughing, and I think they knew what I was laughing about, and then I felt like a jerk because hey, if you like Olive Garden, whatever. Hey. But it was that I would have laughed at the McAfee thing too. I would have had no choice. I put those two statements. You have to try Olive Garden. Oh my God, you won't believe it. I put that in the same category as what did we do on Saturdays before McAfee?
Yeah. I mean, I didn't really even laugh at it. I just was like, oh my God.
The bro is strong with that crew, man.
Yeah. Well, that's good though.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Let's look at the bright side.
He's roping in a younger.
Yeah, he's bringing in
better
the kids.
than kids that age not being into football.
Yes. Right. That's right. That's how we should look at that. Okay.
And by the way, I don't dislike. I think McAfee has brought a certain energy that show has desperately needed. As Corso has gotten older, and Desmond Howard is terrible, and they've tried some others. So
he's been great for that show.
And so if it gets younger people involved in the sport and kind of ropes you in, then by all means, just
I mean, McAfee's great.
Yes,
I like him.
What
somebody's gonna have to explain to me what Saturdays were even like before Pat Mc. Oh, shut up.
Before Pat McAfee.
Read a book.
That's not gonna happen. I'll tell you that right now. Not gonna happen. Not gonna work here.
All right, well, let's get started with our show.
Let's go. I mean,
I don't
even know where you start.
Well, we're gonna start with the Ducks.
Okay.
I've made an executive decision.
I like where you're going.
We'll get that out of the way.
Yeah.
And then we'll get to our college football week 3 wontons, which are slowly winning awards nationwide.
That's what I hear. There's buzz.
Yeah, but Ducks get a little friction.
Yeah. They looked mortal. How about that? They look like the rest of the country.
But it was never in doubt. We'll start there next on The Fan.
Oregon Ducks football is on The Fan.
Back to throw, straight drop. Good protection, wide open. Sadiq inside of the 5, hurdles his way into the end zone. Kenyon Sadiq, the hurdle at about the 6-yard line, and goes the rest of the way untouched.
Pre-game, game action, and post-game coverage of the Big Ten champion Ducks.
Ultimately, what should the Big Ten know about Oregon? We're mighty different.
The Ducks play here on the Fan Sports Network. Roto-Rooter on the Fan Sports Network.
All right, welcome back to our show. You are listening to 105.1 The Fan. And guys, gals, ladies, gentlemen, we are the home of the Ducks. Mm-hmm. So it happened right here on The Fan on Saturday. The Ducks dismantled Northwestern in front of no one. 34. 14? They got 2 teddies?
The backdoor cover on that 70, whatever it was, 78-yard scamper. A lot of people did not like that meaningless touchdown at the end.
I thought the spread was 28.
It was
so it was 34-7.
It got as low as 26.5, and a lot of people had that.
Yeah. So
right on the number.
Yeah, right on the number. And yeah,
funny how that works.
That back door was wide open, and Northwestern went running through it. I would also like to point out that while there was a robust 9 people there, that stadium was far from full.
Well, that's because there was rain and thunder and lightning all day, Suk. We can't blame the weather on that.
Day.
It would have been full otherwise.
Tough day on the lake.
Tough day on the water.
Dusty said it was 60-40 Ducks.
Yeah, there was one whole. Well, the end zone section that they kept showing was all Oregon. So, and there wasn't really many people on the sides.
Boy, that stadium. I mean, listen, I get it. It's just temporary. They're doing their field and everything, but my God.
I mean, I think the alternative is going and playing at Soldier Field, where you're not. It's going to be an embarrassment, right?
Like, yeah, because
no one will be.
Because it's a giant stadium, and you'll have as many people as were at that 12,000.
Yeah. Well, which is worse? Would you rather play at that with 12,000? Or would you rather play at Soldier Field with 12,000 scattered about?
I would rather play. Like when the Chargers were in that weird interim and they were playing in that soccer stadium. Now, granted, it was full of other people's fans, but at least it didn't look empty. There's nothing worse. Did you? I'm assuming.
Yes, I saw UCLA.
It is.
Oh, it's bad.
I cannot.
Well, they fired their coach, guys.
I cannot fathom what it must be like.
Well, if you guys saw that.
I saw it.
Deshaun Foster already got fired.
I can't fathom.
So did Brent Pry.
Virginia Tech.
But no one knows who that is.
No, everyone's like, But what it must be like for the UCLA players to run out, like have your coach give you some sort of speech, and then you just run out to whatever the hell that is. I mean, I would much rather play. If you told me I had to play in a place that it was 7,000 people, but it was packed. 7,000 fans.
I think that's the better option.
I would rather play in the world's smallest stadium with 7,000 than go into the Rose Bowl that seats 100 and whatever and have 20.
Isn't it better for fans though to just kind of spread about, sit wherever?
Yeah, it's bad.
No problems at concessions.
No. But that's a wonky game. You got the early kick, no juice. No fans.
Hey, Northwestern was pretty good early.
I thought Northwestern played hard.
Yeah. They were well coached. They were ready. But, I mean, look, Oregon's just better team, better players. But
at no point.
That interception, though, early on. No, at no point was the game in jeopardy.
No.
It just wasn't.
No.
But the interception was kind of a big play.
Well, and we're going to sit here and you can kind of.
Early.
Well, they played. You were playing Purple Stanford. So you may look at that because it was 17-0 at the half. But again, I will go through the drives. Oregon got the ball first, 7 plays, and it kind of sputtered, and they ended up with the punt.
Punt?
Yeah,
hey, the punter got out there.
Right? Everyone was kind of like, oh, yeah, we're punting, right? And then the next possession, they got a touchdown. The next possession, they drove the ball down like 60 yards, 12 plays, and kicked a field goal. And then the next one was a touchdown, and it was the half. So really, that whole half, they had one possession that didn't end up in points. So I give Northwestern credit for pulling the Stanford. They were snapping the ball with 1 second left on the clock. And the one thing I'll say about Northwestern, that if you want to nitpick anything that Oregon did, and if you want to nitpick anything over the first 3 games, going into the season, one of the question marks that I had about Oregon was the front 7, right? Last year at times they struggled to stop the run, and it was a new group. And could this group stop the run? And a lot of what Oregon is doing, especially with their defensive tackles, is they're playing one gap. They're shooting gaps. And when Amari Washington and these guys are shooting gaps, it looks great, right? They're jumping through and they're getting tackles for loss. And you're kind of sitting there being like, dude, against better O-linemen, you're going to get washed down. And against Northwestern, they were getting washed down, and when they were two-gapping and trying to play the run, they were getting pushed back. So that's where I give Northwestern credit. They kind of lined up and they pushed Oregon's D-line off the ball. And they had a good little run game going. In fact, on that one that was it was like 3rd and 1. Why the hell did they decide to throw the ball? So if there's one thing I'll point to, it's that's the first time over these 3 games that someone has put something on film that Penn State is going to circle and be like, okay, this is a weak spot. We can exploit this. This is something we can do against them. And that honestly was more of the reason why it was 17-0. Oregon had 4 possessions and they scored on 3 of them.
So what you're saying is watch out for our Beavers this weekend?
That game, no. Well, the worst thing that could have happened to Oregon State was that not only did Oregon kind of come out of the gate maybe a little funky, it got their attention, and they didn't finish well. And my guess is that Dan Lanning probably is secretly thrilled at the way that game went. Because it's one thing if you're ragging, like if I'm Tosh Lapoy and I'm Dan Lanning and I'm watching film and I'm telling my defensive tackles, guys, you know, if you keep playing this way, someone's gonna get you. But when no one's got you, it's kind of hard to take that seriously, right? There's no consequences to it. They're going to be able to put something on film and be like, guys, this is what I'm talking about. And there's going to be attention to detail, and they are going to finish strong. He is not going to be thrilled with the 2 kind of garbage touchdowns at the end there. And unfortunately for Oregon State, I think you're going to see Oregon finish. And that game, I think the spread is 35. And the correct side of that game is to lay the 35
35 and a half.
35 and a half. That game will be as bad as Oregon decides it's going to be. Because there's, for all the talk about Oregon and what's happening, there's real problems in Corvallis.
You brought up Lapoy.
Yeah.
Did you see that graphic they showed early in the game of the 2015 Alabama staff?
Oh, my word. You want to talk about cutting your teeth?
That was amazing.
Because Lanning was a GA on that staff.
So it was Nick Saban.
Yeah.
You might remember he was the head coach.
Yeah, he was pretty good.
Lane Kiffin, offensive coordinator. Kirby Smart, defensive coordinator. Yeah. Mario Cristobal, offensive line coach. Billy Napier, wide receiver coach.
Yep.
Tosh Lapoy, linebacker coach. Mel Tucker, DB's coach. And Dan Lanning, grad assistant. All on the same staff.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
And they won. Oh, by the way, they won the national championship.
I saw that graph and I thought the same thing. When we have Lanning on Thursday, one of my first questions will be, because like I've mentioned before, when I was with the Buccaneers, we had Mike Tomlin was a secondary coach for us. He was a coach of the corners. And even though he didn't do a whole lot, he kind of ran our scout team. And I remember in my little 1.5 year there being like, yeah, that guy is going to be a head coach. And I want to ask Lanning, like when you were in that setting, did you know that there was some serious gravitas to that staff?
Because he'd been some other places too.
Yeah, he'd been some. I just wondered if you just looked up and were like, yeah, this is a really, really special staff. Because sometimes you can tell, man. You can tell. I'll bet you someone when Lanning was a GA and as Lanning was an up-and-coming coach, I promise you other people looked at him and were like, dude, that guy is going to be a star one day. They
he was like the joke of the group. They were all like, Lanning.
Look at this guy.
Who's this jabroni?
Yeah, try cracking this lineup, Lanning.
Yeah.
Ain't cracking this. We got Mel Tucker over there.
Yeah, I don't think Mel's
now
anywhere.
look.
I think Mel's still trying to sue Michigan State over that $80 million.
All right, well, the Ducks won the game.
Yeah.
But you're right. Lanning loves that. We talked about this with him last year.
Yeah.
He loves the game where they win and they do a lot of good things, but he has stuff he can nitpick.
It's the first time all year
he loves that
they've looked mortal and they've looked like everyone else in the country because there is not a lot of clean ball being played right now. From Ohio State to Penn State to Texas to a lot of these schools have just got LSU. There's been some kind of ugly moments, and Oregon hasn't had those. Oregon has been really clean. So it's the first time they faced some adversity. It's the first time there was some pushback. First time they've had some real errors, and they looked mortal. And I think you're right. I think that is going to be something that he secretly, not outwardly, but I think he's happy that he gets to put that on film.
Lanning doesn't love it when they don't cover. Good teams win. Great teams cover.
He is aware. Remember that was the game against Texas Tech where Bossa ran it back.
Yep.
He was aware because Lanning wanted him to go down. And I was like, some of us needed him not to go down. And Lanning was like, yeah, I know. He's aware.
By the way, the top 4 most bet sides last week in college football all failed to cover. Yeah. Remember what we were talking about last week?
Yeah. And now on the first 3, you figured out the first 3 weeks?
Oh, I haven't seen the first 3 weeks.
So someone took the top 5 of the first 3 weeks, now 2-13 against the spread.
Yeah. Like, that's what we were saying last week. It's like anytime everyone is saying one game is an easy cover or a lock, go the other way.
Yeah.
And you would have been 4-0. It was Oregon. The whole world said, Oregon's going to cover. Well, they didn't.
Yeah.
The whole world said Georgia was going to cover. Well, they didn't.
Nope.
Depending on what number you have, but they won by 3, and the spread was 4. Clemson did not cover, didn't even win.
Nope.
And not Central Florida, but South Florida got boat raced.
Yeah.
And that's the one we were talking about when we were at A&A. It's like, wow, look at this line. What are we missing?
They're begging you to take.
Yeah, it's like it's a trap line. It's like one of those you look at and go, that's too good to be true. I'm not taking that.
Dude, I was watching that Clemson game. Dude,
they're bad.
That is,
they're bad again. What is up with Clemson?
I don't know. There has been a regression.
It's a dadgum mistake.
It is a dadgum.
There is a regression in quarterback play there, and there is real issues. And Georgia Tech has some serious balls because they ran out their kicker. They had a timeout left right at the end of that game, and it was a 40. I want to say it was like a 46-ish yard field goal, right?
Your balls jiggling.
And they had one timeout left, and they called it. And I'm like, all right, they're not just going to settle for like a 40 whatever yard field goal. Like they'll come out and they'll throw a ball, they'll get some more yards. Dude, they ran the ball.
Yeah.
They ran the ball, got like a 2-yard thing, and then I was like, oh my God, they're going to have to Mayday field goal this thing. Like, what are you doing? I was like, this is the dumbest. And they just quietly ran their Mayday field goal where they ran their guy out there, snapped it with like 2 seconds left. And that son of a gun, school record, tied the school record, ice water in his veins, split the uprights, stormed the field. Dude, that was awesome.
It was a good weekend for kickers.
Yes.
All around.
Well, not the Tennessee kicker, who everyone knew was going to miss before the kick.
That
they
poor
got
bastard.
He's become a meme, just his face like wide-eyed before
Oh
the
my
snap.
God. Yeah, you could. My wife and I were watching that game. She's like, oh my God, what is he, 11 years old?
Yep.
I'm like, no, but he is scared and he is not going to make this.
Here it comes.
You can see it.
Yep.
But he made the second one.
Or
the next one.
One of my most disturbing trends in football is the acceptance of, hey, we have a long field goal here, so
we're just going to make this.
What?
It's weird.
Didn't Indy do that? Or
yes.
Because theirs was 60?
Yeah,
59?
and he was like, yeah, we're fine here.
They got lucky. They got bailed out.
Dallas did it, but they don't care. Dallas said that, he said that they would have run him out at 70.
Aubrey's good from 70, they think.
Well, he is good from 70.
He might be, but you should still try to get more yards.
That was 64, and they did the same thing. They ran the ball. They ran a draw. I'm like, you're just going to wander out at 60. And they were like, yeah. And by the way, that thing was good from 75.
So they're just laying down at midfield.
Yes.
Just like, you know what, forget it.
Yes.
We're good.
You have Dak Prescott, and you're sitting there thinking, all right, you're going to get 10 more yards here. No, they ran the draw, and we're like, timeout. Hey, go get that done from 64. And he said, calm as day. And Aubrey, they said Boswell was a serial killer. That guy, he just walked right out there and just, ho-hum.
So he doesn't have enough field goals to register yet, the minimum
to qualify.
To qualify. But he actually has the highest percentage in the history of the game.
Yeah,
in terms of kick percentage.
And on top of that, he's one of the best legs in the history of the game.
He kicks it longer than anybody. But he's at 90.4%. Yep. That is higher than Justin Tucker.
I've never seen someone at a 60-yard field goal have his coach say, "We don't need any more. We're not going to try to get any more. You just go do it." And it was never in doubt. When he kicks, it was a 44 to win the game. It feels like he's having to tone it down. It's the difference between swinging a 4-iron off the tee and a nice little lob wedge. It looks like he's kicking quarter speed when he kicks the 44-yarders because he doesn't want to put too much into it. The dude is an assassin.
All right, we'll get to more NFL later, but the college football Week 3 wontons are coming up next. What is up with all the preseason hyped quarterbacks? They all suck. Every one of them sucks. Mm-hmm. Every one of them, except for Mateer. He's pretty good.
Yeah.
What?
So we'll get to that next, but first, Buck.
This is a Rivalry Week edition of Primetime with Isaac and Suk, brought to you by Roto-Rooter. Now, From the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
Ryan Buckley with his SportsCenter update. First on the Fan, lots of news on the gridiron today. Bengals star quarterback Joe Burrow could miss up to 3 months after undergoing a procedure for a turf toe injury he sustained Sunday against the Jaguars. Former Husky Jake Browning will take over the quarterback responsibilities for now, but there are also reports that the Bengals have contacted the New York Giants in regards to Jameis Winston, the man of increase. Meanwhile, Viking starter J.J. McCarthy going to miss 2 to 4 weeks with an ankle injury. Veteran Carson Wentz will be Minnesota's signal caller moving forward. Elsewhere in the NFC North, the Bears lose corner Jalen Johnson to a groin injury. He's out indefinitely. And reigning Rookie of the Year, Jaden Daniels is dealing with a knee injury. It's uncertain whether the Commies will be able to play him next Sunday against the Raiders. If he can't go, Marcus Mariota will be up for Washington. A pair of Monday Night Football games coming your way this evening. It starts with the Bucs and Texans in about a half hour. You can see it on ABC. Houston favored by 2.5. And in Las Vegas at 7 o'clock, Justin Herbert and the Chargers visit Pete Carroll's Raiders. You can see that action over on ESPN. The Raiders are home dogs, catching 3.5. New AP poll out in college football. Despite a 20-point road win over Northwestern, the Ducks have dropped 2 spots to number 6 in the country. They were leapfrogged by both Miami and Georgia, who beat ranked opponents. Ohio State, Penn State, and LSU remain 1, 2, and 3. And the first-place Mariners off today, but Houston still 1 game back, where they'll host the Rangers tonight at 5:10. More sports, and stories in 30 minutes. Ryan Buckley, the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt and missing work, insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at WarrenAllen.com.
Recruiting with by Roto-Rooter on the Fan Sports Network.
We're getting reports that the Georgia Tech field goal was 55.
Oh, 55. I thought it was 45 or 46, but it might have been because it tied the school record, which 55 or 56 probably fits better in that.
55 in college is
yeah, it's a big. I didn't think it was that far, but
it's a big boy.
And same thing though. They were calm, cool, and collected. They ran him out there on the Mayday style field goal, which I guess if you've practiced that, maybe that's not as big a deal. I just would think if you're a kicker, you want to get out there and get settled and not have to kind of run out.
You think so?
And hurry.
I wonder. There probably could be a case made that the opposite is better, where it's like just
you don't think
that
about
way
it.
you're not thinking.
Yeah.
You just practice.
Anytime you have a rushed operation, from snap to everything.
It didn't feel rushed. I mean, they know, they practice. Teams practice that.
Yep. I guess maybe it's like when you call it the Mayday field goal. It's just that everyone runs out there and it's
really not Mayday. It's just like because you're not going to try it and I guess sometimes you would try it if it's desperation. You don't have any timeouts. You have to, but
especially if you're going to run the ball and like you're telling everyone on the sidelines,
exactly.
Hey, by the way, field goal team, get ready. And I was a little surprised when they ran the ball and I was like, you're just cool with that. It's like 13 seconds left, just run everyone on. I was like, wow. I'm like, all right.
This begins our college football week 3 wontons. This is an award-winning segment we do each Monday going around the world of college football for the weekend. And, boy, there's a bit of a talking point that is picking up steam here that all of the preseason hyped quarterbacks have been stinky poop.
Yes. That is
So Cade Klubnik is
100%
terrible.
Yes.
Arch Manning is terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Garrett Nussmeier's struggling.
Yep.
And Lagway threw 5 picks. The only guy in there that's like living up is Mateer.
Yeah, Aller has been okay. I've watched all 3 of Penn State's games, and
he's not been super impressive.
It's okay.
Am I missing anyone? Oh, Sellers?
He's been all right,
and he got banged up this last game.
He got banged up, but he's been okay. Again, hasn't lit the world on fire. Yes, it has been a very, very uneven performance. Mateer is the one guy that you could definitely say has lived up to the expectations. Dante Moore has been way better than anyone thought. Joey Aguilar at Tennessee has been great. So it's just true. Like all these guys coming in, and look, I've been wrong about a million things, and I've been right about a handful. But yeah, Nico's
another one.
That's just dreadful.
Terrible.
I said before the start of the season that there was a better chance that at some point, I said like week 6 or 7, because it was after the Oklahoma game, that there would have to be a conversation of, does Arch need to get benched? I said there was a better chance of that happening than Arch being this generational player that teams are tanking for. And look, we're 3 weeks in, and guess what conversation they're having in Texas?
Who's their backup?
I don't know.
I'm sure it's Texas. They have a good one, but
yeah. I look, and I don't know. I mean, Sark got all pissy when someone asked last week whether or not something was wrong with Arch's arm.
Yeah, that's still a talking point this week, by the way, because he does not look right.
Well, I'll say this: whether it's the arm or what, I have never seen a player that got so much hype that has worse mechanics. When you watch him play, it is. I mean, there's guys that have wonky throwing motions. Like Tebow didn't have a good throwing motion. Cam Newton had a little bit of this. I mean, sometimes the mobile quarterbacks don't necessarily have the greatest mechanics, or just college guys in general. That kind of big windups or funky deliveries. It happens. His mechanics, just in general, are dreadful.
Well, I think aren't some people pointing to that being that's why they think he's hurt.
It's possible
because he can't be that. Because his mechanic, we've seen him throw before this year, and they weren't that bad then. So why are they that bad now? He's hurt.
Something is up. So either he is broken, and they're not telling us, or he cannot handle the pressure, or he was a product of hype. But this is not a little bit of a struggle. I mean, he is playing against bad teams and looking bad. And so if you're Sark, there's another one like this. I think there has to be a serious conversation of what is going on, because they are now calling games scared. Steve Sarkisian's play calling, you can even go back to the Ohio State game. He is calling a very, very conservative game plan because he has zero faith in his quarterback. They kind of look like this is like Penn State from a couple years ago, what they were doing with Drew Aller. People are like, what are you doing? And it's like that. Coaches will tell you what they think of their quarterbacks by the way they call games. And Sark right now has zero faith in Arch Manning. And like, I did not think that he warranted the hype, but I didn't think it looked like this.
So he had 114 yards this weekend against UTEP.
Yes.
UTEP. 114.
Yes.
Passing.
He got outplayed by that Malachi Nelson kid who was that big time recruit that couldn't win the job at SC, couldn't win the job at Boise State, and then I think went to like UNLV and now is on to UTEP. He got outplayed. He looked worse than that kid.
So Sam Houston this week for Texas, and then they have a bye.
And then Oklahoma.
And
right?
No, then they play Florida.
Oh.
In Florida and Oklahoma.
Oh.
So they've got one more tune-up and then a bye.
So I said after the Oklahoma game was the do we need to bench Arch segment, and it may come before that, although if he's playing Lagway, that may be a battle of which quarterback stock has plummeted further. I mean, there were people at the start of the year that said Lagway was going to be the best quarterback in the SEC. I don't think he's the best quarterback at Florida right now. And Manning went from people saying that by the way, like legitimate analysts saying that Nick Saban would come out of coaching and that the Browns were going to tank to get him. There was an NFL draft guy that I actually respect that said right now, Arch Manning is undraftable. And again, it's a couple games in. He could get it turned around. Maybe there's an injury thing there. But maybe we should have listened to his grandfather when he said, come hell or high water, he's coming back. And that's what some people are saying is maybe they realized that this thing wasn't nearly as far along as the Paul Feinbaums and the Joel Klatz wanted to tell us. Because what you're seeing there, that's not an NFL quarterback. That's not even a college quarterback.
So Matthew Caldwell is their backup.
Yeah.
He is a senior. He's bounced around. This is his fourth stop. He was at Jacksonville State, Gardner-Webb, and then Troy.
Yeah.
Here, I've got about a minute of audio here before we break, and it is Sark and Arch talking about the current state of affairs.
I feel like our passing game in week 1 was average. I thought last week was explosive, and today was I don't even know if it was average.
I got to play better. It's not good enough, as y'all can see. I got to play better for us to maybe it slides against UTEP, but it's not gonna win us games against SEC. I got to play better.
But I felt like he pressed some tonight. He knew he was missing some throws that I think he's comfortable making.
Yeah, I think a lot of quarterbacks and a lot of players are hard on themselves because they want to be great, and it's frustrating because I know I'm better than this, and I got to play better.
I know there's a lot of football in there that's high-level quality football. And so is my expectation of him as a player high? Yes. Do I expect him to play the best football of his career the first 3 games of this season? Probably not. That probably wouldn't be fair. But our job as coaches is to work him towards that.
Are you mad at yourself?
A little bit. Yeah. I'm just frustrated. I know I'm better than this, so it's a little frustrating. It's going to be hard to sleep tonight, but I'll be back rolling. It's the only thing I can do.
All right, so we'll see.
But there's a difference between, working through some stuff and like Nussmeier at LSU. That's fine. Or what Drew Aller. That's fine.
I had some good audio from Brian Kelly next, too.
Yeah.
Did you hear him?
Oh, I heard. He apologized, actually, today.
Well, he should apologize. He's an ass.
But there's a difference between working through some stuff and literally not looking like he knows how to play the position, with the exception of, I'm going to say probably 3 to 4 throws against Ohio State. And then that second week, I'm trying to remember who they played. He's made about 6 good throws all year, and they've played no one outside of that game against Ohio State. I mean, it's problematic right now, and you better figure it out here against Sam Houston State, because Florida's not great, but you're not going to play. If that's Texas's offense against Florida, that is going to be a dogfight, and Oklahoma will get you.
Week 2 is San Jose State.
San Jose State, yes.
All right, well,
it didn't look good, by the way, against San Jose State.
We'll hear from Brian Kelly coming up next, and believe it or not, there's a little something cooking down in the ACC.
Yeah. Someone about to get Wilcoxed?
Wow.
Yeah.
That's coming up next in our college football Week 3 wontons here on 105.1 The Fan.
Dirt and Sprague. Isaac and Sue, brought to you by Roto-Rooter on the Fan Sports Network.
Talking a little college football here. LSU, whom Reese Davis voted #1 in his AP poll.
Yeah.
They are 3-0. They have wins over Clemson and Florida and also Louisiana Tech.
Which, I mean, look, the rankings are what they are. Both of those wins at the time looked great. I think some of the shines come off, but yeah, when you look at who's played who, you can make a strong case that LSU has earned the right to be #1. I'm not going to argue with that.
Yeah, I mean, if you're doing it that way,
Yeah.
I would say maybe Miami.
Sure.
But
yeah,
they beat Notre Dame and South Florida.
And Miami's looked a little better doing it than LSU.
Well, that's the thing.
By the hair of their chinny chin.
LSU has scored 17, 23, and 20.
Yeah.
And, of course, the world's biggest coaching a-hole. And let me tell you something. There are a lot of them.
Yeah.
None bigger than this guy.
No.
He's the worst.
He is quickly climbing my ladder as my least favorite person in college football, and that's saying something.
Worst. This guy is so... He's so bristly.
Yeah.
For no reason.
No.
Brian Kelly is his name. He's the coach at LSU, and this was the start of his press conference after beating Florida 20-10.
Brian in the back, I know you love these immediate post-game sessions, but what are you seeing with your offense?
Stop. Really? Is that the first question? We won the game 20-10. Try another question. What do you want me to tell you? I just laid it out for you. We played the game to win the game. We played the game to win the game.
All right. How about third down then? What is going on with third down?
It's one game. Last game, we were great on third down. You're looking at this from the wrong perspective. LSU won the football game. Won the game. I don't know what you want from me. What do you want? You want us to win 70-0 against Florida to keep you happy?
No, I think people want to know why you can't run the ball, quite honestly.
We can run the ball. Did you see the last play of the game? That's all you need. You just need one. There's a ridiculous questions. And I'm getting tired of it. That football team just worked their tail off to get an SEC win, and you want to know what's wrong. You know what? You're spoiled. You're spoiled. This team is 17-1 at night. 17-1. Give them some respect. How about that? Give them some respect instead of micro-analyzing every little thing. This is ridiculous. For a group of seasoned reporters, that kind of question is so out of line.
God.
Dude.
I wish I could have been. I would love to be in one of these press conferences because
it is not out of line. He asked about his offense. The offense is struggling.
That might be my biggest pet peeve is I don't think I should have to answer the questions I don't like.
Yeah.
I mean, this is part, I mean, I'm sure you'd prefer to sing the praises of your team, but this is an open question and answer. And you might not like that question, but part of your job is just answering it like anything else.
When you have 11 drives and 9 of them are punts or an interception,
yeah,
that's a fair question.
Yeah, and you're supposed to have a Heisman Trophy quarterback.
And by the way, hey Brian, let me answer it for you, you douche. Would you go ahead and ask me that question, and let's role play?
Oh, you want me to ask it?
Ask me the question.
Hi, Brian. It's Jim from the Baton Rouge Register. How are you? You doing good?
Yeah, doing great. Big win.
What are you seeing with your offense, Coach?
Not where we want it to be. We can always get better. Would have loved it, but let's talk about the 5 interceptions that our defense forced. Defense is playing their tails off right now, and if the offense just keeps getting better and we improve in some areas, dude, I love our chances in any game. Our defense is going to keep us in every single game, and our offense came through when we needed to, including that last run where we were able to close out the clock. Problem solved, Brian.
It's not that hard.
It's not that hard.
Thank you so much, Coach.
Yeah, problem solved. Dude, you make it.
He is such
put
a jerk.
Spotlight on you when you decide that for no reason you're going to be a giant douche canoe. And by the way, he came out today and did apologize. He said he called the reporter.
Said he texted with him.
I texted him, yeah. and said he said he has better standards for himself and that he'll be better. And
no, he doesn't.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah, he doesn't at all. I hate it when they do this. Yeah. This guy's always been like that.
That wasn't me. Caught me in a bad moment. This is you
this
revealing
is
who you are.
Yes, we know who you are, dude. You've been coaching college football for years. Yeah. He is such a jerk.
It's just it's ridiculous. It's these aren't
it's
made
not that
up
hard.
narratives. If your offense stinks and we all see it, like you eked out a game, eked out a strong word, but that was a close game. And when you intercept the ball 5 times and the other team has no offense to speak of, and you're having to close out games, it probably is an indicator that your offense isn't very good. And like I said, there's just a way to handle it. Sark is the same way. Sark gets all bent out of shape over this. You can answer these questions without getting your panties in a bunch. And like the only thing you do by reacting this way is make the story a bigger story and shine the spotlight on not only your offense's ineptitude, but the fact that you're defensive about it. Like you only get defensive about stuff that hits close to home.
Yeah, exactly. I think that they can answer. I think they should answer it. Like, this is your job.
Yes.
How much money are these guys making?
Oh, $8, $9, $10 million. And by the way, you are an offensive mastermind.
Well, not only this, you're also a leader.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be a leader of young men. Yeah. Like,
it's not that hard.
It's what are you signaling to them? Like, by being like this? I mean, I think these guys more and more, they want the state-run drivel.
Yes.
And thank God they don't get it all the time.
No.
Because...
And that's the other one, too. If you want state-run media, go play in a like Boise or something. But when you're in Baton Rouge, you're in Tuscaloosa, you're in Gainesville.
Go play intramurals, brother.
Guess what, man? You're making $9 million a year, and the expectation is to win Heisman trophies and national titles. And your offense stinks, even though you're 3-0. Like this idea, and like he said, you won an SEC game. Cool, you won an SEC game against a coach that's about to get fired over the next 3 weeks, and a quarterback that's one of the worst performances we've seen in years with 5 picks. Like that this idea of scoreboard. Hey, you want to do that, and you're the Philadelphia Eagles. Jalen Hurts did it at the end of the Chiefs game. Jalen Hurts can do it. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like Chris Jones was like, dude, shut your ass up. Like you didn't even have 100 yards. And Jalen Hurts went, F you, we're about to win the game, and took a knee. When you're the Super Bowl champs, Jalen Hurts can say that. But when you're beating Florida and you're eking out wins over Florida and you're Brian Kelly, you got to answer some questions.
Yeah.
Sorry. It's welcome to the real world.
All right, a little something cooking down in ACC land.
Yeah.
We'll get to that next on The Fan.
A Monday night
Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
Ryan Buckley with this SportsCenter update. First on the Fan. Lots of news on the gridiron today. Bengals star quarterback Joe Burrow could miss up to 3 months after going a procedure for a toe injury. Former Husky Jake Browning will take over the quarterbacking responsibilities for the time being. But there are also reports the Bengals have contacted the Giants in regards to Jameis Winston, whether he would be an option for them. Meanwhile, the Vikings starting quarterback J.J. McCarthy is going to miss 2 to 4 weeks with an ankle injury. Veteran Carson Wentz going to take over in Minnesota. Right now, one Monday Night Football game. We have a doubleheader tonight. It's currently the Tampa Bay Buccaneers visiting the Houston Texans. That one just underway 2 minutes into the first quarter and currently scoreless. Coming up at 7 o'clock, we get Justin Herbert and the Chargers visiting Pete Carroll's Raiders. You can see that action over on ESPN. The Raiders are home dogs, catching 3.5. And first-place Mariners are off today. Houston still nipping at their heels. 1 game back in the division. Houston will host the Rangers tonight at 5:10. More sports scores and stories in 30 minutes. Ryan Buckley, George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt and missing work, insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
Your home for Seahawks football. The Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM. This is a rivalry week edition of Primetime with Isaac and Suk.
You top your helmet!
Brought to you by Roto-Rooter, the experts in plumbing, drains, and water cleanup. Oregon versus Oregon State.
Masoli to throw it. Takes off. Delivers a shot and makes the first down. Lance Mitchell came up to meet the quarterback. Masoli won the battle.
It's rivalry week on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM, 1080 AM, and the Odyssey app.
All right, welcome back. We've got Stock Watch coming up next, followed by In the News. But we've got some more college football week 3 wontons. We'll only have time for some hot ACC talk here. And, yeah, I know. But it's getting juicy in the ACC because
Absolutely.
Clemson's got nothing.
Yeah.
Miami looks good, but a lot of it's about schedule. And right now, Cal,
a.k.a. the Fighting Wilcoxes.
they're 3-0.
Yeah.
They just beat Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
And if you haven't looked at their schedule, they miss Georgia Tech, Florida State, Clemson, and Miami.
They play San Diego State this week, and I'm not certain if you saw that Washington State handled San Diego State, and then they got North Texas. I should say.
Ooh.
So
we might need that, Buck.
Sure.
Can we add that to the profile?
Why not?
San Diego State, Boston College, Duke, North Carolina, Virginia Tech just fired their coach, Virginia, Louisville, Stanford, SMU. There is a path, and I mean a good path, to the college football playoff for the freshman quarterback-led Fighting Wilcox.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and that quarterback who you...
JKS.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know how to pronounce his name.
Jaron Sangapolatele. There's also a K middle name in there.
Well, we were talking about this with Dusty in the couple breaks ago, and you said that he is the future Oregon quarterback.
He was actually at Oregon, left. He committed to Cal, went to Oregon, didn't like it, actually showed up at Oregon.
He was there for bowl practices,
Yeah.
and he was behind like 3 dudes on the depth chart, and was like, I'm out.
He's good, man.
You know what's fun is 2 of the top 4 or 5 quarterbacks in the country might have been sitting on Oregon's bench last year.
God.
In JKS.
Yeah, because you had Gabriel,
Yeah.
who was a Heisman
Yeah,
finalist.
yeah.
You had Dante Moore, who was behind him.
Yeah.
For a brief time, you had Jaron Sangapolatele, who's doing what he's doing now. And then additionally, you would have Akili Smith Jr., who's still there.
It's just,
Jeez.
That's adorable.
So, yeah, Cal has no ranked teams left on their schedule.
No.
Justin freaking Wilcox. Now, here's the thing. This is what might derail that.
Yeah.
Virginia Tech just fired their coach.
Yes.
And they may be. I just was looking at the odds today. Wilcox is top 5 in the odds. He's actually third.
Yeah.
So if Virginia Tech calls, Virginia Tech's sneaky good job. Same league. Cal. I don't think there is a coach that has ever coached at Cal that doesn't get tired of working at Cal because of the academic restrictions.
Yeah. And there's just no support, and it's
Right.
just it's a tough place.
So
if you're,
I don't know if he'd want to go all the way out east, but I could see it.
If you're Wilcox and you run this thing to 8-0 and someone comes a calling, dude, you pull a Jonathan Smith and you tell your team, hey, it's been real, but deuces.
I think you do.
I'm out.
I think you do.
And Cal's a terrible job.
Well, and the UCLA job is a different story.
I want nothing to do with it.
You'd rather stay at Cal than go to UCLA.
Yeah, I'll tell you right now, Will Stein's name will get brought up for this job.
Well, it already has.
Yes. If I'm Will Stein and I'm Will Stein's agent, wife, grandmother, confidant, the barber of one Will Stein, I would scream from the mountaintops. Why? Why on God's green earth would you go to UCLA? That might be officially in the group of 4. That might be the worst job in America. You have no support whatsoever. An administration that doesn't give 2 S's, a stadium that's an hour off campus that no one goes to. You're against any opponent that's worth 2 S's, there's more of their fans. They give away tickets to try to fill some semblance of seats at that place. You have no NIL to speak of. You have to give Cal, by the way, $10 million every year. And even with the Big Ten payday, you still don't have any money. Like that is such a just absolute horse bleep job. So if you're Will Stein, why? As long as you stay at Oregon, you're going to be Brent Venables and you are going to be the top coordinator and the first name that comes up for basically any job in America. So why? Why when you have jobs like Florida, they're going to come open, or when Dillingham left to go to ASU, or any of these actual real jobs, why? Why would you stake your reputation in the first job that you're going to be a head guy? Why would you take the UCLA job? No one with any sort of option will take that job.
Yeah, no, I don't. I think Virginia Tech and UCLA are 2 different. I mean, that's 2 different things.
Yes.
Like Virginia Tech's a decent job. Now, I don't know if Will Stein. I mean, Will Stein, if they offer it to him, that may not be big enough to get Will Stein out there. But I think for Wilcox, that would. UCLA is a whole different animal. Like they're going to be lucky to get some old retread or some young guy. I mean, I don't know. Maybe the Tulane guy goes over there, but maybe he doesn't.
I would make the argument that right now the Tulane job is way better than UCLA.
Yeah, you might be right. Yeah. So anyway, the other thing going on at the ACC is that Georgia Tech, who just beat Clemson, is likely to be favored in every game left that they have until they play Georgia.
How about that?
So you gonna get it? Are we gonna get Georgia Tech Cal in the ACC championship?
I'd also like to point out that based on conference standings alone, just conference wins and losses, Stanford tied for first, 1-0.
Yeah.
Clemson tied for last, 0-1.
Oh my God.
And I mean, I hate to do this, but like, look at Indiana last year.
Colorado?
Indiana. Like you can play,
you can do it.
You can play no one. If you end up as a one loss team, you're in no matter what. If Cal ends up being a 1-loss team that plays in the ACC title game and loses, SMU did it last year. They're in. There is a path for Cal to be in the playoff
And Georgia Tech,
and that is freaking awesome.
By the way, Brent Key, the coach at Georgia Tech, he is now 7-1 against ranked opponents, but he is 14-15 against unranked opponents.
What a weird,
very strange.
Yes. And by the way, in defense of Mr. Key, and this goes for Cal, it goes for Stanford, it goes for North, the hardest job in America is Georgia Tech. We've talked about this, and that Georgia Tech has as strict academics as anyone, Vanderbilt, any of those. The difference is that if you get into Stanford or you get into Vanderbilt or whatever, there's liberal arts programs. So once you get into Stanford, you can kind of ham and egg your way to kind of just, like everyone else does. No offense, but like look at Oregon's football team, like 70% of them will have one major. And it's the same for everybody, right? You go to any big time program, there's only like 1 or 2 majors that anyone's in. And you even do that at Stanford. But when you're at Georgia Tech, it's an engineering school. You not only is it as hard to get into Georgia Tech as it is those other places, you have to take engineering classes. You have to take high level math classes when you're there. It is sneaky the hardest job in America. And yet that son of a gun's down there and he's beating real teams. That's freaking awesome.
Doing a great job.
Love that.
All right, there's your hot ACC talk. We can't get too much of that in. Our Primetime Stock Watch, what we're buying and selling from the weekend in sports, is coming up next on The Fan.
He's back. Damian
Rick and Colin and
they'll treat you right.
The whole crew. All right, good little Monday Night Football game so far. 7-7. Bucks Texans.
Nico Collins and CJ Stroud are the most underrated duo in the league, and I know that they have no help around them. Their O-line is terrible, and what Stroud is really impressive, and Nico Collins, when healthy, is just a beast, and we just don't talk about him enough.
Yeah, we don't. Nice little catch right along the sideline in the end zone, and then Baker just responded with about a 30-yarder of his own.
This is going to be fun. This is two good quarterbacks that we don't elevate enough.
Oregon Duck Bucky Irving breaking off a couple nice runs early as well.
All right, here's Buck with our Stack Watch.
Well, let's start in the world of college football. We've bandied about many of the top storylines, but we haven't gotten to this one yet. I don't know if you were watching any of the Vandy, South Carolina game. They went to Cole Kubelik on the sidelines, who was standing next to podcaster and comedian Theo Vaughn.
There was a shot of Cole standing right next to Theo, and I was going to say two of the great podcasters in America.
Yep.
Yeah, there they are.
Together getting millions of views every week.
Yes. I don't even want to know what he told me about Diego Pavia's mom either. Like
What?
That's not bad. No, it's not like that. It's not like that at all.
Well, let's hear it. Tell us.
The way that I understand this story is that, maybe just give me a nod if this is okay. Diego Pavia wins this game. He promised you he would set you up with a date with his mom. Okay, there we go.
He's a nurse, and I've always wanted to. My goal is I would like to marry a nurse one day, so that's why I think
smart.
He was thinking about that, but I don't even know if I would do it. I don't know. So I like being his friend. I don't want to end up being like his stepdad or something, you know.
That would be weird. I got it.
So if you're following that, apparently quarterback of Vanderbilt, Diego Pavia, promised podcaster Theo Vaughn a date with Pavia's mom if Pavia upset South Carolina, and he did. And so Theo Vaughn has tweeted that he's waiting. Now, Diego Pavia has quote tweeted it and said, he left out the other part of the deal, where now Theo has to set me up on a date with Tate McRae, who is
who's that?
Young hot pop star. Think a Madison Beers type.
Yeah. Okay.
Buy or sell that players leveraging their single moms for dates with celebs is the new trend you can be excited about in college football.
Let's do it.
I love it.
Why not?
I'd buy it.
By the way, did anyone check with the mom and make sure that she wanted to go on a date with Theo Vaughn?
They kept doing cutaways, but I don't know that they're. Yeah, is she being held against her will here? Does she have any say in this? I don't know.
I would assume that there is some sort of say. Maybe he checked and the mom's like, yeah, Theo Vaughn. I mean, I don't know if you into like redneck mullets. I mean, he's got money.
How old is Theo Vaughn?
Oh, I'm guessing he's in his 40s.
Here's a more important question. Yeah, he's 45.
Yeah.
More important question, is he funny?
He is not my cup of tea. I do not get him, but he's got a huge following, and like the Roganites, they love him. He's a big deal. I have tried listening to the podcast and the stand-up, and I don't get it.
He is 45.
Yeah, just said
Thanks
that.
for paying attention.
Oh, well, I was looking it up while you said that.
But yeah, he's a big deal.
Okay.
He's kind of like he's a new age Larry the Cable guy. He does the aw shucks.
I have not totally understood his rise to superstardom, but
I don't really get it either.
Yeah.
But okay.
Hey, you don't have to. It does.
That's right.
It's
That's
not for
exactly
everybody.
right.
Well,
So-
new trend in college football, leveraging your celebrity and upset wins for
We're in.
dates.
Yes. I'm
So
all about it.
who's got? Well, what we need to do is put together the list. This would be very hard to do from our seats.
Which quarterbacks have single moms?
Yeah, we need to
Single
put
hot
together
moms?
the top 5 hot date moms.
I'll tell you right now, the answer is Deion Sanders, or I guess it'd be Shedeur Sanders' mom. Like,
Well, she's with Deion.
no. That's I think they're.
Oh, are they separated?
I think he's got a different. I think he's been divorced.
Well, how do you know she's single?
That I don't.
Oh.
I don't know. But this Shedeur's mom is the goat.
Yeah, but she might be safe because Shadeur's never going to go out and beat another team.
She is not single.
Oh,
Pilar.
rat farts.
Yeah.
That's the goat right there.
She has a wealthy boyfriend.
That's the goat of moms. If you're trying to get set up, the correct answer is the Shedeur Sanders mom.
Well, let's move over to the NFL, where Mike McDaniel's Miami Dolphins.
This is the greatest press conference. Like, you know,
I haven't heard
we're
this.
always
Oh,
looking
boy.
for more football is football.
Yeah.
And we have a new one, and it's not football is football, but I think it belongs in the category, and
It
it might be
probably
the
does.
greatest post-game quote of all time.
Yeah, he's going through it.
To win games, you have to win the game, not lose the game, honestly. And that is how you lose the game. You're moving the ball down the field. You're first and 10, and then you find yourself at second and 20. You know that that was critical.
Oh my God!
Buy or sell?
Is he gonna die?
Mike McDaniel's not okay.
Not okay at all.
He's not.
That sounded. He's
like not just gonna get fired. Is he not well?
And if you see him on the sidelines, he looks like
he's a mess.
Yeah, he looks like Dirk Diggler at the end of Boogie Nights, and not in a good way. He just something's going on, but like we need an intervention. But I just would like to point out to win games.
Let's hear the start of that again.
You have to.
To win games, you have to win the game, not lose the game. Honestly,
Okay.
Honestly,
that is how you.
Are you being
lose
honest right now?
The game.
To win the game.
Didn't Trent Dilfer have one of those?
You got to win the game.
Like,
Yeah, one of those.
if you score more points than the other team, you win the game.
You win
or
the
something
game.
like that.
Did you know that to win the game, you have to win the game?
Well, I get his point. His point is don't
screw it up.
Yeah, don't lose it. Don't shoot yourself in the foot. But boy, that's not he is not well. I am worried about my man Mike McDaniel.
And he's just disheveled. That he's gone.
Yes.
We're in bad.
What's going on?
We're in bad straits.
Do you think it's below?
It's possible. He is in southern Florida.
I thought he was in recovery. Is he?
No, he was. Yeah, he used to be an alcoholic.
He lost a job early in the NFL because he was like late because he was partying all the time.
Wait, I shouldn't say used to be an alcoholic. Once an alcoholic, always an alcoholic. I do believe that he is in recovery. That story is out there, but I was, he just looks.
He looks a mess.
It doesn't look good.
He's lost weight and he's wearing transition lenses. He's wearing the blue blockers. It's
Football
not
is football.
I think he's worried about his job.
Well, he should be.
I bet so.
If he will be fired, I'd have to look at the schedule, but he will be fired whenever their bye week is. He will be fired the week before their bye week.
Let's move over to the world of baseball. Where
I love baseball.
Over the weekend, kind of a cool deal where Anthony Rizzo retired, a Chicago Cub, went back to take in a game, buy some beers for the fans, and then this happened.
In the air, well struck left field by Estados. Yeah, first big league homer. Mo B with the homer.
The guy right behind Anthony's got the baseball.
Amazing. First major league homer for Moises Ballesteros, and Anthony Rizzo almost caught it.
I saw Rizzo jersey trying to make the play on it. I thought, could it be? Oh, what does he have?
Oh, he had it. He literally hit it right to him.
So if you haven't seen the replay, this rookie's first career home run for the Cubs, it goes directly to Rizzo sitting in the bleachers with a bunch of fans, and it goes straight to him. He could have barehanded this thing and caught the ball, and it went right through his hands to the guy behind him.
He missed it.
He missed it. Now, he still had a great day. He bought beers for everybody, and even when the outfielders tossed up a ball with a $100 bill and said, here's to you never having to drink in this town again, or something like that. And so, cool moments, but buy or sell, if Anthony Rizzo catches the home run ball on his own retirement day, that is the greatest moment in the history of Wrigley Field. Keep in mind, keep in mind, the World Series win didn't happen there.
Yeah, you're right.
That's true.
The greatest moment.
I just think it feels so Cubs.
He caught the out. Like he
caught that out.
He caught that out.
Yeah.
But that was in Cleveland, wasn't it?
I can't think of a more incredible thing than a player going out, for a Cubs player specifically, going out in the bleachers on your retirement day, and you catch a home run ball?
Look,
that is pretty cool.
I'm going to say, oh, God, it's a top 3 moment in Wrigley history. It's top 3.
I have to go. I'm going to go ahead and get a list of the greatest Wrigley Field moments.
Because did Ernie hit 500 at Wrigley, or was that on the road?
Babe Ruth's called shot was in the 1932 World Series there.
Well, step aside, babe.
Yeah, that's going to take it. I think like Mark Grace probably had a slump buster somewhere in the Ivy that maybe have been up there. It would have been he blew it. He's going to look back on that and be like, man, I blew that opportunity.
He only went one hand, too. I don't know if he had something in the other hand, but
so close.
2 hands. Always 2 hands.
And didn't he play baseball? Isn't that kind of the whole idea?
That's the whole deal, yeah.
The other thing is, I think that probably the greatest moment in Wrigley Field history would be them clinching the pennant
National
in 2016.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That did happen at Wrigley.
Yeah.
So it's hard to beat that.
Sure.
Outside of that, I'm going to go second. Second greatest moment in Wrigley history had he caught it.
But he didn't.
He didn't. Bum.
Well, let's. This is a short one. We'll wrap this up with Souk's Mets. This happened actually on Friday when they faced Jacob deGrom.
cap to what was just a disastrous first inning for the Mets, and now Jacob deGrom takes the mound back in his old home.
Citi Field, let's go out and get this party started. Back with our guest DJ. Let's hear it from DJ Lomo.
So Hernandez, not realizing he was still hot mic'd, was miffed about the DJ playing raucous party music after the Mets were already down 6-0 going into the bottom of the first inning.
So that's Keith Hernandez?
That's Keith Hernandez.
Keith.
And he's disgusted by the DJ.
Yes.
Well, because they just got
6-0 at the
shelled.
time.
They're down 6-0, and they're like first
God.
ups for the Mets. It's like, Citi Field, let me hear you get on your feet. And Keith's like, oh, God.
Oh, God.
Buy or sell that stadium DJs have gone too far.
Yes, I'm with Keith.
Yes. First off, let me say this. Keith Hernandez is a damn treasure. A damn treasure. That man can do no wrong. But yes, stadium DJs know your place, and your place is not to get the crowd hype when it's 6-0. That's like when you're Oregon State and it's 45-0. Tell your cheerleader to shut up. No one wants to hear a defense chant from your cheerleader when it's 45-0.
Or, hey, let's rev the chainsaw.
Yeah, just
no.
stop, okay?
Yeah, just because you plan it doesn't mean you have to go through with it, right?
Read the room.
Right. It's
Read
like,
the
well, hey, we just gave up 6 runs. Maybe we should pivot on this.
Hey, DJ Lolo or whatever, just sit this one out a little bit, and maybe we make a comeback. Or just start playing music, but you don't need to do the Citi Field on your feet. It's 6-0.
Yeah, just play the music, maybe. I don't know. Also, fun stat from that game, Jacob deGrom got 8 runs of support from the Rangers. That's the most run support he's ever received at a start in Citi Field. He made 110 starts there as a Met.
I love stuff like that.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's awesome. Great.
Hey, you guys are back in...
hey, who's it? Game and a half up on the Giants.
You're doing
Suck it.
fine. You're doing fine.
Yeah, everything's going great.
Everything's great. Hey, if you need a divorce, you want to cut bait, call Goldberg Jones, okay? When it comes to divorce, custody, or child support issues, trust Goldberg Jones to help. Call 1-800-DIVORCE. Phone questions answered at no charge.
By the way, I lied because I said Mike McDonald was going to get fired a week before the bye. Their bye week comes week 12.
Oh.
They play the Bills next week.
Also, Mike McDonald, Seahawks coach, probably safe. Mike McDaniel, Dolphins coach.
Thursday night game, I think.
Yeah, against the Bills.
In Buffalo.
They may just
tarmac
him. Yeah. It's just, you know what, Mike? South Florida's not working for you, so why don't you stay in Buffalo and dry out? That may be. I'm serious. That may be the end of him.
And honestly, you have the extra 3 days because you're coming off the Thursday to like get a new
and
coach
then you
up
play
to
the
speed.
Jets, and this may just be just cut bait.
All right, in the news is next. Gulp. Here's Buck.
This is a Rivalry Week edition of Primetime with Isaac and Suk, brought to you by Roto-Rooter. Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
Ryan Buckley with the Sports Center update first on the Fan. Couple Monday night games in the NFL this evening. Right now, the Texans with a 10-7 lead over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They're about 3 minutes left in the first quarter there. C.J. Stroud and Baker Mayfield both with a touchdown pass each. Meanwhile, coming up in the late game, it'll be Justin Herbert and the Chargers visiting the Las Vegas Raiders. Vegas a 3.5-point home dog in that one. You can see the action over on ESPN. Plenty of injury news on the gridiron today. Bengals star quarterback Joe Burrow could miss up to 3 months after undergoing a toe procedure. Former Husky Jake Browning, currently the starter, taking on the new QB responsibilities, but also reports that the Bengals have contacted the Giants about bringing in Jameis Winston. Meanwhile, Vikings starter J.J. McCarthy going to miss 2 to 4 weeks with an ankle injury. Carson Wentz will fill in for the time being. Elsewhere in the NFC North, the Bears lose cornerback Jalen Johnson to a groin injury. He's out indefinitely, according to the team. And reigning Rookie of the Year Jaden Daniels dealing with a knee injury. It's uncertain whether the Commies QB will be able to play next Sunday against the Raiders. If he can't, it'll be former Duck Marcus Mariota. More sports, scores, and stories in 30 minutes. Ryan Buckley at the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt and missing work. Insurance companies acting like jerks. So don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
The home of Primetime with Isaac and Suk. Weekdays 3 to 7. The Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
Well, look, guys, there's a lot of goober attorneys out there the Texas Law Hawk. You ever heard of that?
Yeah.
Goober.
There is a lot of these that are popping
come on, man.
Yeah. You got a lot of choices.
Yeah, you got a lot of choices. All the billboard guys, all like, we'll get you money. Dude, these guys are morons. Listen, you need attorneys that come highly recommended from two of your sports bros that you love, Isaac and Suk. And those two attorneys are Ken and Donnie at the Advocates.
Yeah, and unlike others, they actually have like a moral compass. They don't have the backbone of an eclair, and they will actually fight for you. And if they can't help you, they'll be honest about it. So if you have been injured it's kind of a scary thing. You don't know what to do. You got bills piling up. You're missing work, and the insurance company is offering you like $6 and telling you to go pound sand. Do yourself a favor. Reach out to them. It's free to contact them. It's free to hire them, and so you absolutely lose nothing. And even if you've called others, give them a call, and you'll immediately see the difference.
Yeah, and don't be fooled by the photos on their website because they look adorable and harmless.
They're kind of scary.
They are not. No. They will absolutely slay the insurance companies for you. Consultation's free. They don't get paid until you win. If you have been injured, you need more than a lawyer. You deserve an advocate. Go see our friends, Ken and Donnie, advocateslaw.com.
And Carl's Jr. late. Brought to you by Roto-Rooter on the Fan Sports Network.
How about that? Roto-Rooter getting the big rivalry week sponsorship out here on the Fan.
Well, I'll tell you what. Has there ever been a rivalry week that has less juice than this year with the Civil War, which I don't even think Oregon State wants to play, And then the Apple Cup, remember last year, like Washington lost that game somehow to Washington State. And so Washington State was 2-0. And we're like, hey, Washington's coming off a bye. Maybe this could have some sauce to it. It's in Pullman. And then the Cougs went to North Texas and, well.
If you didn't see the score, it's 59-10.
Did you watch any of that game?
No.
I was like literally making an attempt, and like it was painful. It was painful. That is one of the worst performances I've seen from, I mean, really, like any, I guess it's not a Power 5 team anymore, but just, it was, Oregon State fan, if you want to feel better about yourself, go watch that game.
It is September 15, 2025. Time now for In the News. I'm your noted newsman. Hello. Thank you. Please be seated. All rise. Be seated. Thank you. It is brought to you by the Advocates, injury attorneys at advocateslaw.com. Today is National Cheese Toast Day. Do you ever have cheese toast?
No.
I don't either.
Occasionally, yes.
You do?
Yeah.
I do it as a quicker way of doing a grilled cheese. So like I'll get a toasted piece of bread and then I'll throw a piece of cheese on it and put it under the broiler. So if I'm doing that with like soup or something, it just takes less time than a grilled cheese, like an open face.
I'll do like does cheesy like garlic bread count? I mean,
maybe.
Yeah. Cheese toast, I guess. But what kind of what do you do with the? I mean, like what kind of cheese do you put on there?
Because like a slice of Tillamook cheddar, something like that. Maybe a Colby Jack.
I couldn't tell you last time I had like real cheese toast. Maybe never.
It almost always goes hand in hand with a soup. For me.
It is also World Afro Day.
Oh, love a good afro.
What are the greatest afros?
Dr. J.
His is pretty good.
That's a great one.
It is a good one. Might I recommend John Shaft? Anybody? Oh,
yeah,
I love Richard Roundtree.
The old Diana Ross afro was pretty robust.
I love a sexy gal with the afro.
Oh,
big fan.
White guy, Bob Ross.
Yeah,
Bob Ross with
the
afro.
Great afro. Yeah, it's the white man afro does not get the love it deserves.
Now here's a question: was Tina Turner's hair an afro?
No.
It wasn't?
The famous, she at one point had an afro, but what we think of that was just,
that's different.
I have a best afros in sports history list, and also a list of celebrities that includes Erykah Badu, Jimi Hendrix, and Solange.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also,
I know one of those three.
If you like any of those old black exploitation films, Pam Grier from the 70s, just vintage.
Of course, I'd be remiss if I didn't bring up Oscar Gamble.
Yeah.
Go look at his with his afro sticking out of his baseball hat.
Can I also bring up, again, an underappreciated, much like the white man afro that does not get the credit it deserves, the bald afro, a.k.a. the Ron Washington.
Oh, man, yeah.
It's anyone that does the bald afro, you have my undying respect. That's otherworldly.
On this sports list, they have World Be Free, who it wasn't as bad as Wash, but the receding hairline was going up kind of to the top, and he was still letting it throw out the sides.
Love that look.
You remember Oscar Gamble's great quote?
Yes. So it's like sometimes people think it be, whatever that one is.
Yeah, he says, they don't think it be like it is, but it do. What a great quote. What a great sports quote.
Does that exist beyond just a transcript? Is there a clip of that, him saying that?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Because that needs to be a drop if it is.
Yeah, it does. Well, guys, got some bad news.
What do we got?
Well, parents are outraged up in Vancouver.
What are we pissed about now?
Well, you can imagine.
My neck of the woods?
Yes.
I'm just looking at photos of Pam Grier now, and I'm not pissed. All right, what's happening up in my neck of the woods?
Well, you played CCYF, yeah?
Fun fact.
Oh, yeah,
the man who raised me, one Robert Newell Brown, rest in peace.
Didn't he found it or something?
Was one of the two co-founders of Clark County Youth Football. At one point, if you looked up Clark County Youth Football address, it was my parents' house. It was run out of my dad's garage. Him and Terry Hyde.
Okay, well, that's great. I mean, it's still going today.
Yes.
It
has now grown beyond the Brown/Sucanic garage. But yes, those were the early days.
Well, he would be rolling over in his grave.
Well, he probably is. I mean, he is still dead. Super dead.
Yeah. But I don't think he would like this. Parents with kids involved in Clark County youth football are outraged after officials on the team say they were informed one of their coaches was a registered sex offender.
Hey-o! Yeah, that would. I wouldn't love that.
Not good. Not good, fellas.
Got to have background checks.
Well, they do.
Background checks.
So according to the Facebook post, the league was notified on Friday about the coach and verified those claims through both the Washington Association of Sheriffs and law enforcement. Within 2 hours of learning this information, the coach was removed from the league. We had no prior knowledge of his record based off of information provided for a background check. Said, that's CCYF said that.
Yeah.
I don't know why that wouldn't show up on a background check, though.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, are they lying?
I assume to volunteer at any of these sorts of things, you do have to have a background check, but maybe not all background checks are.
Yeah.
Maybe you provide misleading information. I mean, who knows?
Well, I also think that. I don't know. I don't think this. Maybe I do think this. Wouldn't you believe that maybe there are a lot of yeah, we're going to run a background check and then it's not done?
Yeah.
Because the threat of the background check is enough. It's like, well, if somebody is a perp, why would they even be applying?
They just withdraw themselves from it. You don't have to deal with the headache. Absolutely.
You just tell them, hey, we're going to do a background check. And then so I don't know. I don't know what happened here.
Yeah.
But a detective with the Clark County Sheriff's Office Sex Offender Unit tells KATU their office has received several tips and phone calls from both people and parents regarding Joshua Warbis. He was not on probation during his role with youth football.
Someone else here, this is a valid point. Tough to find parents and volunteers to coach. A little desperation, maybe. Possible, just kind of, you're just happy that someone's applying, and then you know, maybe you're having a hard time running the background checks. You're like, he seems like a good dude, and it just kind of falls through the cracks that way too.
Yes, the old seems like a good dude.
I just wonder how many, from church organizations to boys, how many of those really do a deep dive? Because this doesn't seem like the first time in organizations that we've been like, oh, you've got a creepo who's in there.
Joshua, okay, so this is kind of weird. The night before our first game, we got a phone call from one of the assistant coaches telling us that our head coach would no longer be the head coach, and basically they just told us that it was a background check issue. Then the guy, this is one of the parents, he said the coach was on his son's team. We didn't know him by his first or last name. He went by Rooster.
Wow.
Dude.
Unless your last name is McConaughey or Cogburn, you probably shouldn't trust a coach who goes by Rooster. Although now I desperately want someone in my life that goes by Rooster. Who are you hanging out with? Just doing some drinking with old Rooster. It's a good dude.
Well, it doesn't say why he was on the list, the registered sex offender list. I don't know. Does it matter? Does that matter to anyone? There's probably some context in there. Context in there.
Yeah. Well, imagine, let's say you were 19 and you were dating a 17-year-old, and it was, maybe there's something there.
Right. Well, according to CCYF, new changes will include moving coaches' application process to a digital form to remove any legibility issues, implementing additional verification measures for all applicants, such as requiring a picture of state-issued photo ID when a background check is handed in, and in addition to the Washington State Patrol background check, implementing a secondary check of all coaches through the Washington Association of Sheriffs and Police Chiefs Offenders site.
There you go. Well, and hopefully, no one was, harmed in all of this, and it was an oversight, and maybe it leads to some, it sounds like there's some stricter, hey, let's actually, button this down a little bit.
Well, they need to improve their background checks.
Yes.
If that didn't pop up.
Someone saying, you run a drug test that I've passed many when being a stoner. Yeah,
really?
Again, I just wonder how many of those.
Really? You can pass drug tests?
I guess that's
Or maybe
the
they
point.
didn't even look at the results because they didn't care. I don't know.
Well, and is it that hard? In football, we had a drug test, they would make you pull your shirt up to your armpits and your pants to your ankle, and some dude leaned in and watched you. I'm guessing that a lot of these drug tests, they just tell you to produce a urine sample. How hard is it to get your buddy or your girlfriend or whatever to pee in a cup?
I think it's one of those deals where you have to show up at a LabCorp type place, and they're just the facility manages it, but you're not interfacing with the company on that.
Yeah. So how hard is it to just walk in with a little thing of urine already and just look? If you think that everyone that's getting drug tested is clean, that's my point. I just don't know how thorough some of these things are.
Cracks in the system, fellas. Cracks in the system.
Yes. And hopefully no kids were harmed in that.
Rooster.
Yeah, Rooster, sorry, buddy, but when you've got that on there, you
Tell
don't
you
get
what.
to coach around kids.
I don't care. Listen, I don't care if he's on this. Well, I do care that he's on the sex offender list.
Yeah.
He should have been disqualified instantly, regardless of that, because he calls himself Rooster, and no one knows his name. No, sorry. And you don't have a kid on the team? No, not up in here.
And this is I know this
Am I wrong?
No, this is a controversial take on my part. I'm just suspicious of a lot of people, and it sucks because they do need coaches, and there's some coaches that stick around and coach long after their kids are gone. But I am always, anytime my kids played youth sports and I found out that the head coach didn't have a kid on the
and his name was Rooster?
The red flag went up immediately. I'm like, dude, I need to know what the hell you're doing, because my kid is on the team and I don't want to coach.
Yeah, why are you here? What are you doing?
I always thought that was a very odd thing to me.
As a kid, I thought it was weird. There were these two dudes who coached one of the 8 teams in my little league age bracket for 3 years. They didn't have any kids. They hadn't for years.
That's to me, it's a giant red flag. Like, this is a lot of time and commitment to be around a bunch of kids that you don't know. I'm gonna need to dig a little deeper. Oh, by the way, your name is Rooster. What's your real name? Don't worry about it. Just call me Rooster. Yeah, we're done here. Nice try, Rooster.
I'm going to be doing my own research online during the break on this fella.
I might just start calling someone Rooster. I don't know who, and they'll be like, why do you keep calling them? Like, give it up, dude. You're Rooster now.
Someone tried to catch that on with a nickname for me because I was on a baseball team and everyone was saying buck, 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 and it sounded like chickens clucking, and so Buck became Rooster. But it didn't stick. Buck was the one that stuck.
I would love it if you... Well, Buck, you may have just nominated yourself to be my new Rooster. What's up, Rooster?
Hi.
Except we don't drink enough. I need someone that I drink with.
Yeah.
To be named... I need a drinking buddy named Rooster.
I see him here.
I got a Panda in my life and a Joffrey that I drink with, but I need a Rooster now.
There's a comedy club down in the Bay Area called Rooster T. Feathers.
Dude, do you want to know what he did?
Oh, God.
It's bad.
It's bad?
Yeah. Yeah, like real. Like,
well, the people want to know, so you have to tell us now.
All right. He's 61. Because all this stuff's public.
He's 61?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Oh, wait. The photo is Joshua Warbus. This guy's different. Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry. Let me make sure I get my...
Right.
I don't want to...
Well, either way, look, we're getting ready to out Joshua. He did some...
Oh, here he is. Okay.
He did some stuff. We want to make sure that we're getting correct with what he did.
He's 36. Okay. The other guy did some really bad stuff. His name is Patrick King, and he's a piece of crap.
Yeah.
This guy, Joshua Warbus, this is Rooster, 36. He gives his address. He lives in Washougal. He pleaded guilty to 2 counts of communication with a minor for immoral purposes in 2009. Apparently, he sexually assaulted 2 girls ages 14 and 15 whom he knew. 4 years earlier, he pleaded guilty to 3rd degree of a child. Yeah, so he's just as bad. Yeah.
So
Dude!
Should not have gotten through the system.
There could be a lawsuit there, man.
Yeah,
there will be a lawsuit.
So you said he's 36?
That's what it says here.
So this was 2009 when this went down?
Yeah, so what's that?
He was younger.
20.
Yeah. I mean, it's...
Still, though.
It's creepy. And he should be nowhere near... That's bad. Ugh.
Don't love it. No. Don't love it, Jace. The Portland Police. Let's get something positive here. Portland Police.
Yeah, that's good, yeah.
Keeping us safe out there. That story next on The Fan.
This is The Fan's window into sports. A view into today's top stories. Brought to you by Window Nation. Online at windownation.com.
They called leveraging. I think they called it on any. I want to look at the tape. Haven't seen it, so I think that's who the foul was called on.
Oh,
yeah.
Sean Payton.
So if you saw one, you could have called it on 2 guys. One, you're not allowed to hit the center. You're just not. So the guy on the left in the A gap actually pushes the center down and holds him down, while the guy on the other A gap actually jumps and lands on top of the center. So
can't do that.
Look, you can't do it either way. You just can't. That's going to get called. Did it suck that it determined the game? Yeah, but you can't.
Cost the Broncos the game, yeah.
You can't do it.
50% off all window styles, 0 down, 0 interest, 0 payments for 2 years at Window Nation. Call 866-90-NATION or visit windownation.com for a free in-home estimate.
Dirt and Spray. Dirt and Spray.
I'm Dirt.
Oregon absolutely obliterating Oklahoma State. Pretty fun. We kind of had, not kind of. If you go listen to all the shows last week, once Gundy had the comments come out, we're like, this is going to be an absolute annihilation. Yeah. Dan Lanning operates in a sicko world where all he wants is you to give him a little something, and it was the gasoline he needed.
The home of Dirt and Spray. Weekday mornings from 6 to 10 on the Fan Sports Network.
Hey, it's Souk, and for many of us, it's happening. Your hair is thinning, the crown's disappearing, maybe hair loss has you feeling like your identity is lost altogether. Well, I've got good news. It's an incredible
Narcotics and Organized Crime Unit have led to the seizure of nearly $2 million in illegal drugs intended for the Portland area.
All right.
Over the past 2 weeks, investigators conducted several ops following leads developed during an overdose investigation. With this new information, members of the Narcotics and Organized Crime Unit were able to seize a significant amount of narcotics intended for distribution in and around Portland.
Well, that's nice, right? I mean, $2 million.
That's great. That's a lot of monies.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a lot of drugs.
Yeah. No,
There's a picture of it with the dog.
Yeah, you got to have that.
There's a lot of it.
Yeah.
The operations.
Some drugs.
I was wondering when that happens. Is there any noticeable difference, or is it just like
That seems to be
dropping the bug? I never know.
Don't you think that's
but
disruptive?
I don't know.
I wouldn't know. I don't do drugs.
Like what kind
Buck,
of drug?
let's go to Buck.
Yeah, Buck.
Is this going to be disruptive?
It's not going to bother us users at all.
I guess that's what I'm wondering. Like,
you got a backup guy?
Yeah, I'm assuming this is
In
meth,
Portland,
right?
I got 6 of them.
I don't know. I can't tell by looking.
I just was wondering, like, if I'm looking to score some meth, and now I see this in the paper, am I like, son of a gun? I'm gonna like the price of meth is going up. I'm really gonna have to fight to get my meth, or is it like, hey, cool, I'm glad you got $2 million off. I'm still getting my meth.
The operations resulted in the ID and arrest of several individuals connected to regional drug trafficking organizations, and now more lead investigated
Doing great.
And additional investigative leads were developed. Can you tell what drugs are by looking at them?
I have an idea. I mean, I know the difference between, but a lot of this is just going to be like in bricks. Right?
Well, some of it. Well, no, the different drugs
Where do I
look
see the
different,
photo?
and they're presented different. Seized items include 29 pounds of fentanyl, 55.5 pounds of methamphetamine, 6.6 pounds of heroin, 2.2 pounds of cocaine, 2 firearms, and a mere $30,000 in cash.
Oh, it's
It's a wide swath of.
Yeah. I'd see that the drug dealers aren't focusing on one thing; they're kind of spreading it across like a potpourri, if you will, of drugs.
Yeah, so you're going to get some federal drug trafficking charges coming at them.
Yeah.
But they don't say anything about the drug traffickers. I'd like to know
they're
more.
they're probably going to try to flip them, and then informants. Go from there.
Get higher up.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, that's all we have time for, guys. I'm sorry.
What if Rooster was involved?
Probably was. Perv. That is in the news, September 15, 2025. Brought to you by the Advocates, injury attorneys at advocateslaw.com. Well, we've got NFL Week 2 Wasabi. We'll continue with our college football Week 3 Wontons. A couple of coaches fired already in college, and quarterbacks galore going down in the NFL. So we'll get to those items coming up next hour on The Fan. Oh, hey, it's Rob sticking around for the Nation. Just watching some Monday Night Football here. And I don't know why I told you that. I'm supposed to be telling you about Window Nation. Well, I just saw somebody walk by the window.
Well, that building has windows.
Yeah.
Stadium.
Yeah. Windows are great because you know why? Because you can see through them. Like I was just looking at through the window there, and one of our sales guys walked by. It's great. Nice clear picture of them. Yeah, windows. They're great because you can see through them. And guess what? Most importantly, they protect your home. They keep your heat in the winter and the cool in the summer. I think I got that right. So if your windows are drafty, maybe they're leaky, it's time to replace them. And Window Nation is going to offer you 50% off all window styles right now. And you can pay nothing until 2027. Maybe you don't have all the cash to plunk down up front. You can put zero down, make no payments, and pay no interest for 2 years. So they're a proud partner of the Portland Thorns. Replace all your windows. They're going to get you in to a Thorns game and perhaps even a VIP experience. So this sale will end in just a couple of weeks. Don't miss out. It's Window Nation's most popular deal. If you need windows for your home, you cannot beat 50% off. Schedule a fast, free estimate now with Window Nation at 866-90-NATION. That's 866-90-NATION, or log on to windownation.com. Window Nation, license number OR 249065.
We all hear the radio ads about
FM HD1, Malala, and Odyssey Sports Station. Now, from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
Ryan Buckley with this Sports Center update. First on the Fan, a doubleheader on Monday Night Football this evening. You have the Bucs and Houston Texans doing battle right now. Tampa with a 14-10 lead. Baker Mayfield, a pair of touchdown passes, including one to Northwest native Emeka Egbuka. Coming up in the nightcap, you'll get Justin Herbert and the Chargers visiting the Las Vegas Raiders. That one kicks at 7 o'clock over on ESPN. The Raiders are catching 3.5 points at home. Big injury news today in the NFL, lots of it. Bengals star quarterback Joe Burrow going to miss up to 3 months after a toe procedure that he sustained injury yesterday against the Jaguars. Former Huskies quarterback Jake Browning will take over quarterbacking responsibilities for now. There's also reports, though, that the Bengals have contacted the Giants about the availability of one Jameis Winston. Meanwhile, the Minnesota Vikings starting quarterback J.J. McCarthy going to miss 2 to 4 weeks with an ankle injury. Veteran Carson Wentz will be Minnesota's signal caller moving forward. And the first-place Mariners, they're off today. Houston still nipping at their heels, 1 game back in the division. The Astros will host Houston tonight at 5:10. More sports scores and stories in 30 minutes. Ryan Buckley, the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt and missing work insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at WarrenAllen.com.
Sports Saturday. It's rivalry week on The Fan.
Dante Moore, plenty of time. Deep. Got a man on the run. Touchdown. My goodness, what a throw.
The Oregon Ducks.
We spend to win. Some people say to have an excuse for why they don't.
The Oregon State Beavers.
We've allowed ourselves to create their success. Special teams, f***ing joke. They did nothing to harm us.
This is a rivalry week edition of Primetime with Isaac and Suk. Brought to you by Roto-Rooter, the experts in plumbing, drains, and water cleanup on the Fan Sports Network. 105.1 FM, 1080 AM, and the Odyssey app.
All right, welcome back. Hope you're having a nice little Monday. Got your sports bros here. Rop, that's me. Big Sook's right over there.
Yeah,
look at him.
Got a nice little Monday night game going on right now.
Yeah, 14-10 Bucks. They're in Houston taking on the Texans.
And then the Chargers coming up next.
Yeah, Chargers, Raiders.
There's a great little clip of Justin Herbert flipping a slight bird to the media cameras.
Nice.
Herbert was walking into the stadium and he realized the cameras were there, so he did as he's swinging his arm, he just held the middle finger as he swung and kind of glared at the camera. It's a nice little. Is Herbert getting a little edge?
Why?
Is he getting a little swaggy?
Yeah, why is he doing that?
I don't know.
It doesn't seem very on brand for him.
No, it doesn't. He's very nice.
He's dating like a bisexual hot now.
Justin Herbert, SoCal bad boy?
Yeah, you know.
Is it going to be long before he has a bunch of tats and really long hair?
Well, the hair is already kind of coming. So
yeah, until he let the strength coach buzz it a couple years ago. Remember that?
Yeah, you're right. We're like
he's close.
He's gonna come back one day and like he'll get that like that Insta sleeve. He'll go from no tattoos to just like full on Cherokee Parks.
Yep.
Yeah. Bad boy, man. Let's go.
Maybe a ponytail.
You'll see the clip out there, it's hilarious because you won't notice it at first, and then you're like, look down. He clearly sees the camera, and then he flips the bird. He never raises it. He just keeps swinging his arm, but the middle finger's there.
Hey, man, don't forget your roots, Justin Herbert.
He couldn't be edgy if he tried. I mean, my God.
Yeah. Sounds like he just tried.
It's like a 4.0 engineering student. Stop it.
Yeah.
It's just, maybe
it's a fair point.
Sometimes people get tired of the squeaky clean, and, you got to, like Kevin Durant did this, right? You got to embrace the black hat.
Well, he is in LA.
Yeah.
And you know what that means.
No, I don't.
I don't either. I don't know why I said that. So coming up, we will get back into our wontons. UCLA has fired their football coach.
Jeez. Turns out when you lose to UNLV and New Mexico and you're in the Big Ten,
well, you can't lose to New Mexico by 25 points, dude. Well, you're done.
You were down by 20 to UNLV before you made a
but at least UNLV is a good team. It was on the road. A seemingly good team. It was on the road. New Mexico is like one of the worst teams in college football, are they not? They were 2 touchdown favorites. They lost by 25.
It's not good. It's not good, Bob.
Notre Dame is 0-2, and we'll get to some other college football wontons. But coming up next, I want to get into these. I mean, you could have 5 quarterbacks, QB1s, out in week 3 of the NFL.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And you probably will. So
and some huge names.
Joe Burrow.
Joe Burrow's out for a long time.
He's out until December, they say, at least.
I think he's done for the year.
Then you have Jaden Daniels sprained knee. It could be Marcus Mariota time in Washington.
They're saying that he's questionable.
You have J.J. McCarthy definitely out 2 to 4 weeks. So it's Carson Wentz time in Minnesota. Then you have Justin Fields hurt, and they don't know his status, but Tyrod Taylor could play for the Jets.
And he
this
did.
week.
He finished up the game there. If you, I don't know why you were watching at the end, but he went into the tent and Tyrod Taylor took over.
And who am I missing? Is there a fifth one? I thought there was a fifth.
Is there a fifth one?
There's a fifth.
I'm trying to think.
Brock Purdy's out.
Yeah, Purdy's out, and he will be out for another week or two. Although McCorkle Jones, who needs Brock Purdy?
I told you.
Dude, McCorkle's out there slinging the rock.
The Kyle Shanahan dream is alive.
Did I not tell you this?
What, you were a big Mac Jones guy, were you?
Do you listen to me?
I do listen to you.
Last week, I said we're going to have to come on here on Monday and talk about Mac Jones being pretty good. Did I not say that, or did you just tune me out?
I do think you said that.
I said, no, I know I said it. I'm just seeing if you heard me say it.
Yes.
Because sometimes you're over there, you're not listening to what this prognosticator is saying.
McCorkle.
But I told you we'd have to come back and talk about freaking Mac Jones.
Well, I will tell you this.
Because Kyle Shanahan's good.
Yes, and the Kyle Shanahan system is, I just need you to do, like, I'm controlling the protection. I decide what happens. I want you to play as much structure as humanly possible.
It's kind of like telling a student you just need to be on time to class.
And Mac Jones, for whatever you think of Mac Jones, right? Mac Jones won a national title at Alabama. There's a reason why people liked him. If Mac Jones played in the Cincinnati system, it would be the worst thing you've ever seen in your entire life. But in the confines of what they did in San Francisco in the Shanahan system, Mac Jones can be told, I'm going to need you to go A, B, or eat the ball. And, you know, there's an element to that. I think, especially against lesser teams.
Yeah, they rolled him out a ton.
Yes.
And he was good.
Yeah. So against lesser teams, and look, they got, if you looked at their schedule, it's not exactly a murder's row. They got the Cardinals and the Jags coming up.
But look at their whole schedule. They have the easiest schedule. I think, do they have the easiest schedule in the league?
It's pretty bad.
It's unbelievable.
They can tread water until Brock Purdy comes back.
They do statistically have the easiest schedule in the league this year.
Especially if the O-line plays well. And Pro Football Focus had 5, and by the way, they lost one of their starting linemen, and another one came in. 5 of their top 6 ranked players, according to Pro Football Focus, and by the way, the number 1 player was Fred Warner, who statistically, according to this, had the greatest off-ball linebacker performance in 12 years. I think he had a 96 something. 5 of their top 6 grades were offensive linemen. So the line played really well, and Jones didn't make mistakes, and there you go.
All right, a lot of quarterback injuries. We'll get to it next on The Fan.
Seahawks football is on The Fan.
A low line drive kick as the ball bounces through the hands of Johnson and into the end zone. It's going to stay in the end zone. Do the Seahawks fall on it in the end zone? It's going to be a touchdown, Seahawks!
Join us all season long for Seahawks football.
Walker's going to get the toss. He's going left side. He's got some blocking. He turns upfield. He's down inside the 5. Touchdown, Seahawks!
The Seahawks play here.
Holy catfish!
On the Fan Sports Network.
Now, here's a quick look at Portland traffic.
Heavy in Portland with slow traffic is not only on northbound 5 as you get to the interstate bridge, but there is a new crash in South Burlingame causing slowdowns on northbound 5. Typical backups along 84 and eastbound 26 into downtown. I'm Casey. That's traffic.
This traffic report brought to you by Crystal Geyser Alpine Spring Water.
What makes Crystal Geyser Alpine Spring Water different? We always bottle our Alpine Spring Water less than 1.5 miles from the spring source.
bottom line is he's played 8 quarters of football, and 7 of them have been dreadful. So again, any sort of sweeping statement, I'm not throwing him out, with the bath water. He's out 2 to 4 weeks here, but boy, the over the skis crap is just ridiculous.
I just think it was how good he looked in that one quarter.
Boy, he looked, but the first 3, it was beyond inept. And then if you want to know did you watch any of the Falcons game?
No, thank God.
The Falcons might have played the most conservative game plan in the history of the NFL. NFL coaches will tell you what they think of the other squad by how they play. And I'll tell you right now, Atlanta had 0, and I mean 0 fear of anything J.J. McCarthy was doing. It was like, we're not going to screw this up. We're just going to run the ball. We're going to play conservative, kick field goals, and you will not score against us. And there you go. It also, J.J. McCarthy can only throw to one side of the field. Like his spray chart, when you look at the passes attempted, like he's Zoolander. He can't go left. So like defenses are like, this is a real thing. Like there is a long way to go in the development of J.J. McCarthy. So I just always be careful with not just one game, but one quarter. And then that stupid eye pain and some of his comments, like the NFL will humble you real fast.
Well, we lose Joe Burrow. That's the big one.
Stinks.
And maybe Jaden Daniels for a bit. He's got a sprained knee.
Yeah.
But
Mariota
Burrow,
time.
Yeah, Mariota. But Burrow, that just sucks. He seems like he's hurt a lot.
Yep.
And I know he doesn't have a good offensive line. But it just sucks. The league needs that guy. I love watching that guy play.
I made a proclamation last year that he will pull a Carson Palmer at some point and just force his way out of Cincinnati.
He should.
And that organization and what they're doing to him is malpractice. And it's going to turn into an Andrew Luck sort of situation.
So would he break his toe out there or something?
Yeah, they keep saying it's a turf toe injury. He's got some sort of damage to his big toe that is going to require surgery. And so I don't know, like turf toe usually isn't a surgery sort of thing. It's a rest. So there's obviously there's a torn ligament, there's a plate being inserted. Something is happening there to where he's going to miss 3 months. And listening to some people, like I've never had turf toe. I've seen people that have dealt with it and that it's very painful, but I actually listen to people say that if you're having surgery for it, he's not coming back this year. This is probably a season ender for Joe Burrow.
Yeah, because I thought turf toe was more of like
it's an inflammation.
Yeah,
of the
where
joint.
it doesn't happen at one moment.
Yeah.
This happened in one. Or are they saying he already had it?
No, like he got it. It was.
It's like one moment.
Yeah, they fell on him. Eric Armstead had him, and then he kind of fell on him. So my guess is that foot got bent underneath, and so when they call it a turf toe injury, my guess it's in that joint, but something has broken. So surgery, you're either putting a pin in, you're putting a plate in, you're screwing down a ligament. Something is in there, and so he's done.
Let's assume the quarterbacks are healthy.
Yeah.
Would you rather be the Bengals or the Chiefs offense?
Ooh.
Because it's two different archetypes. Like Burrow is great, but they can't keep him upright.
No.
But they invested in every weapon that he could imagine.
Yeah.
But then the Chiefs have no weapons, and I get some of that is just injuries.
Yeah.
But the Chiefs have no weapons, a little better offensive line than the Bengals, but you have Mahomes.
I would rather have the
I'd rather have the Chiefs.
I just if you gave me the choice between a good O line and sketchy weapons and the best weapons in the league and no O line, I will take the O line because Joe Burrow, for what he does, Joe Burrow is. There's not another quarterback in the league like him. He's that good, but he can't stay healthy, and they provide him no help whatsoever. And he is the closest thing we have to a one-man crew. Although Mahomes is kind of getting there with what they're doing to him the last couple years.
He has. You were talking about Burrow forcing his way out of Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Look, Mahomes is not going to force his way out of Kansas City, but. Does there come a point where he gets kind of frustrated with what the hell they're putting around him?
Yeah, the only thing is like Xavier Worthy is going to come back at some point. Rashee Rice will come off a suspension, and maybe this looks different. But yeah, they keep trying to fix the O-line, and it hasn't. The tackle situation can't quite get fixed. They haven't had a consistent run game in a while. He does have an elite defense, and that won him the last Super Bowl. Kelsey isn't what he once was. This is they're going to have to start turning this thing around, and they're trying, right? They've spent draft picks on receivers. They spent draft pick on linemen. They just haven't quite hit the way you were hoping, but Mahomes gives them a chance. But if you look at his numbers the last 2 years, something is really wrong with their offense, and he can't bail them out quite like he used to, simply because there just isn't anything around him. But wait until those two guys come back and see if maybe that doesn't improve things. And they're playing the Giants, although the Giants have a really nice pass rush, so that could be problematic for them. But they'll be okay.
Yeah, they will be. They're Kansas City, but I don't know.
But you look at Burrow.
Well, I think of real quick on Mahomes. I think of like the Eagles, for example. Just beat them again.
Yeah.
And the Eagles, didn't they pull off like 4 or 5 trades right before the season started?
Yes.
Why are the Chiefs doing that? When you get a guy suspended and then you get a guy hurt in the first game, like, be aggressive. You have Patrick Mahomes, and they probably are a little fat and happy. Like, look, I mean, they don't need to panic. I'm not saying that. But at the same time, get the guy a little something. Kelsey's terrible now.
Yeah.
It's just, and the running backs aren't doing anything. Like Pacheco's okay.
He's fine.
But the other Hunt, he doesn't have anything left.
No.
They got go get somebody.
There is going to be a reckoning. This is probably Kelsey's last year, so you got to find a replacement there. I'm not certain if the Hollywood Brown thing hasn't worked out. Maybe Rice and Worthy are the long-term answers out there, but you drafted like Sky Moore, that didn't work out. Again, it hasn't quite worked.
Well, what I'm saying is, and I get it. What I'm saying is, go change it, make it happen.
Yeah. And by the way, if the results aren't there this year, they will. The problem is with Kansas City is, in the 7 years they've been to 5 Super Bowls and they've been to AFC title game every year. So it's hard to want to do anything radical. But if 0-2 turns into, let's say, 3-6 or whatever, or you get bounced in the first round of the playoffs, then there may have to be a reckoning and there'll be real changes that are made.
To me, it doesn't have to be radical. I'm not saying Philly did anything radical. I'm just saying there are guys. You have Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
There are guys that you can plug in to help you that are better than what you have out there right now.
Yes.
And I don't really understand why they don't. Maybe they're just, hey, we're Kansas City. We don't need to panic. It's early, long season.
If you look at Mahomes' numbers the last 2 seasons, he is one of the worst quarterbacks in the league at pushing the ball downfield. And if the underneath stuff isn't there, and your run game isn't scaring anyone, then it's unfair to keep asking Mahomes to bail you out, because he's still the greatest third down quarterback of all time. And I am not betting against that son of a gun, but it certainly feels like some of the aura of invincibility and the inevitability of the Chiefs is gone. And also, that last Super Bowl, really the last 2 Super Bowls, that has been more of a Chiefs defense, and the defense is still good. It is not what it once was. I don't think this is as quite an elite a group of defenders as have been there in the past. So there's some cracks in the armor here in Kansas City, and that's just inevitable, because this run that they're on, again, 7 years, 7 AFC title games, 5 Super Bowl trips, 3 Super Bowl wins, I don't care who you are. Eventually, you do come back down to earth, and it's a very, very competitive division right now, and now you're sitting there at 0-2.
Mac Jones, 113 passer rating. Just looked it up.
McCorkle Jones.
Would you rather have him or Jake Browning?
Mac Jones.
Yeah.
And Jake Browning, look,
he's not bad.
He's fine.
Well, he threw 3 picks, but
well, I know he went 4-3 last year as a starter.
Yeah.
The problem is, because of the way the Cincinnati offense is structured. Again, no one is given more control and more freedom than Joe Burrow. And there's not you can't play that way. So now your entire offense, the entire scheme, and the fact that you don't have an O-line to begin with, and now you're asking Jake Browning to go be Joe Burrow, it might be the hardest offense in the league to transition from starter to backup. And I think Browning, he's okay, but your defense is spotty, your O-line is bad, and you haven't, you were a borderline playoff team last year. Look, Cincinnati is cooked.
You heard who they're interested in maybe acquiring, though.
Yeah,
being a man of increase.
Man
Jameis Winston.
Yeah, they're in.
It's a beautiful day.
Essentially, Cincinnati's season as we know it is over, and Cincinnati now. Joe Burrow has missed the entire year, the rookie year, and then 10 games, 16, 16, 10, 17, and then this year at 2, and then obviously this is going to be out 3 months. I mean, this is Unfortunately, this is becoming a trend. And why on earth Cincinnati has not figured out, and some people are going to blame him and say, well, you forced Joe Burrow or Burrow forced him to pay receivers. Last time I checked, Philadelphia has 2 highly paid receivers, the highest paid running back in the NFL, a quarterback that makes as much money, if not more money, than Joe Burrow, and still has Mailata, still has Dickerson, still has Lane Johnson. So don't give me this horse S that because you had to pay 2 receivers.
Well, and he even this offseason, he said maybe I need to start doing what other guys around the league start doing. Yeah. And he was making noises about, like, I got to stump for Trey Hendrickson. And I got, like, guys on the defensive side of the ball. He's trying to step up for them best he can.
The best thing that Joe Burrow could do is to force his way out and get to Sean McVay. Matthew Stafford is done after this year.
Those timelines work nicely.
And the Rams, if Matthew Stafford plays 14 games, the Rams will win a Super Bowl. But I don't know if he will. He looks like at any moment his back is going to explode. Force your way out of Cincinnati and just that your career, he will go down as some of the biggest wasted talent if he sits there in Cincinnati and lets them continue to do this to him.
Are you aware of what Jake Browning has coming up here?
Oh, yeah, the schedule.
Yeah, 3 of his next 4 are on the road.
Yeah.
At Minnesota, at Denver, they host Detroit, and then they're at Green Bay.
And let me just, for the record,
some pretty good defenses in there.
Not just pretty good defenses. And look, Jake Browning is not the worst backup quarterback in the league.
Well, and he has Higgins and Chase.
He did throw 3 interceptions. And there is not a more complex defense in the NFL than what Minnesota does. Brian Flores makes really, really good veteran quarterbacks look bad. And with that O-line and Jake Browning, have fun. And then I don't know if you've seen what Denver's defensive front brings to the table. Kind of nasty. If you're Cincinnati, I mean, at least
you're 2-0.
You're 2-0. But
2-0.
This will not have a Jake Browning rides off into the sunset magical moment.
We already have 2 college coaches fired, and Notre Dame is 0-2. Our college football Week 3 wontons continue next. Here's Buck.
This is a Rivalry Week edition of Primetime with Isaac and Suk, brought to you by Roto-Rooter. Now, from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
Brian Buckley with the Sports Center update. First on the Fan, a doubleheader in Monday Night Football this evening. The Bucs and Texans about to start the second half. Tampa Bay leading 14-10, a pair of touchdown passes from Baker Mayfield in that one. TJ Stroud found Nico Collins for the Texans touchdown. Coming up at 7 o'clock, it'll be Justin Herbert and the Chargers taking on the Las Vegas Raiders in the Sin City. That one starting at 7 o'clock over on ESPN. Meanwhile, some injury news today in the NFL. Joe Burrow going to miss up to 3 months and maybe more after undergoing a procedure for a turf toe injury. Former Husky Jake Browning going to take over quarterbacking responsibilities for the time being. Also reports that the Bengals have contacted the Giants about Jameis Winston. Meanwhile, the Vikings starting quarterback J.J. McCarthy going to miss 2 to 4 weeks with an ankle injury. Veteran Carson Wentz will be Minnesota's signal caller moving forward. And the first-place Mariners are off today, but Houston still 1 game back, hosting the Rangers. That game is now underway. Seeing reports that Yordan Alvarez has left the game in that one for Houston would be a big blow for the Astros. That game currently 2-0 in favor of Houston. They're in the bottom of the second. More sports scores and stories in 30 minutes. Ryan Buckley at the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt Missing Work Insurance Companies. Acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at WarrenAllen.com.
The home of the firm of Harris and Meringue. Weekdays 10 to 1. The Fan Sports Network. 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
Hey, it's Desmond Howard. You want to win the weekend? It all starts with the tailgate. And for me, that means Kingsford Charcoal.
They've been bringing the flavor, the smoke, and the heat since 1920. No wonder they're still the gold standard of grilling. So fire it up, feed your crew, and let the smoke do the talking. Kingsford, the king of the tailgate. Get it today at the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
Whoa! Jason Kelsey just found out that NFL Sunday Ticket now lets you subscribe month to month.
Yeah!
He just realized you can join and cancel anytime.
Now that's what I'm talking about.
Now he just found $1 in the sofa. Yeah! And he just saw a great parking spot open up. Look, just because Jason's easily excited doesn't make NFL Sunday Ticket month to month any less great. Right, Jason?
Yeah.
Get NFL Sunday Ticket month to month and cancel anytime. Sign up at NFLSundayTicket.com. Renews every month during the 2025 regular season. Cancel anytime. Terms and embargoes apply. No refunds. Commercial use excluded.
When was the last time you had your water heater flushed? If it's been over a year, now's the perfect time to schedule a water heater flush with 3 Mountains Home Services. And they have a special deal right now. Call 3 Mountains Home Services, and they'll flush your water heater for only $49. Man, what a deal. Call 3 Mountains Home Services to schedule your $49 water heater flush at 503-714-6460 or schedule online at 3mountainshomeservices.com. That's 3mountainshomeservices.com.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility, he knows keeping the line up and running is a top priority. That's why he chooses Grainger. Because when a drive belt gets damaged, Grainger makes it easy to find the exact specs for the replacement product he needs. And next day delivery helps ensure he'll have everything in place and running like clockwork. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Ready to kick off the fun? Chumba Casino is your go-to game plan during halftime or overtime. From spinning slots to instant scratch-style cards, it's like running the perfect play, all from home. New players score a free welcome bonus and daily logins with a shot at some serious prizes every time you play. Get in the game and visit ChumbaCasino.com today. Let's Chumba. Sponsor.
Well, 2 coaches have already been fired in college football.
And both deserved it.
Yeah. Well, we were talking about this last week. We were like, who's in more trouble? We were asking Trent Bray, Deshaun Foster, Napier, Gundy. And it was Foster.
Yeah. I mean, you got blown out by UNLV, essentially, and then you were blown out by New Mexico. I mean, I guess it's not his fault because it's UCLA, and I don't know who succeeds there. Do we forget that Chip Kelly quit? And I mean actively quit. He told recruits, I don't care if you come here. He stopped recruiting. He stopped recruiting his own players. He openly, while the head coach at UCLA, applied for every offensive coordinator job in the NFL. And when he couldn't get one, he just left for Ohio State. Not the head coaching job, the OC. So Chip Kelly it was so bad. He's like, I don't care. I will be anywhere but here. And the solution was to go hire a guy that had been a running backs coach for all of like 3 or 4 years. That was his only experience. And you're shocked that this occurred.
Well, I don't know that they're shocked.
It's
but
the worst job in Power 4 football.
They had to cut bait.
Yes.
He only got 15 games there.
Yeah.
And do you know that? Well, in the NFL, we've talked about this before, but a lot of coaches get turfed after 1 year.
Sure.
College, you don't see that much.
No.
As a matter of fact, I don't know that it's ever happened.
There's the common belief of you got to give a coach a chance to
Yeah.
get his players in because you're not dealing with free agents. I mean, you have a transfer portal now, which is a little bit different. I think the timeline has been sped up on guys, but generally they think it takes 3 years to get your footing.
Best I can tell, do you know who holds the record for fewest games coached before being fired in major college football?
God, I mean, Foster got 15, so I'm assuming someone got 10, 12.
Foster's third.
Okay.
There's a guy who got 11 and a guy who got 13.
All right.
For reference, Sark at USC only got 18.
Well, to be fair, he there
Right.
were some
Now,
circumstances.
of course, the other technicality here is Roll Tide boy Mike Price.
Yeah.
But he never coached a game.
No, he actually never signed his contract.
Right. So that doesn't count.
He's got involved with
I'm talking about
lady stuff.
Guys who took over, coached games. What is the fewest they got before fired? Foster is third. Jimmy Lake, 13. He only got 13 games before he was fired up at Washington.
Remember, he smacked a player or something, and then they just used it as an excuse because he had a Trent Bray like existence in that no one liked him. He pissed off all the local high schools. It was one of those. Not only was the on-field performance bad, but he just was rubbing everyone the wrong way, and you could see where that was going.
And the number one is 11 games, and it is Pac-12.
It is the Pac-12, huh? Was it? I mean,
he wasn't fired. Here's a hint.
Ooh, Troy Taylor?
Troy Taylor.
The Stanford guy that just got let go?
No. Although, now that you mention it.
Now we search.
Stand by, please.
I don't know. I'm trying to think.
Yeah, because Taylor.
Because Wolf got more than that. Gilbertson got more than that. Garibear got more than that.
Yeah, Taylor coached 24.
24.
Oh, more than
He
I
had 2
realized.
seasons there.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of like what was just a.
He didn't get fired for his team sucking or him sucking. He got fired for something else. But he only coached 11 games. Nick Rolovich.
Oh yeah, the COVID thing.
Nick Rolovich.
Yeah, forgot about that.
So the top 4 are all from the former Pac-12. Deshaun Foster, Sark, Nick Rolovich, and freaking Jimmy Lake. We got no patience out here.
No, well, but again, sometimes there's a difference between not having patience and knowing when the gangrene is set in and you have to amputate the limb before it kills the host. And Deshaun Foster is that. And I'd make the argument I think Trent Bray is there. I think if you're Oregon State, the longer you wait on this, the worse it gets. And I don't know if you do it after Oregon. It's not his fault what's going to happen at Oregon, but if you lose to Houston and whether you're just waiting for a moment this year to fire him, this is not going to get turned around. There's no signs of progress. There's no signs of health there. I just do it. You know what's going to happen. The buyout is less than $5 million. Just do it. He's not the guy, and it's time to move on, and it's time to embrace. Oregon State needs to have a conversation with themselves because this holding on to the past and complaining about what happened to you, it's not doing you any good. You need to have a real evaluation of where you're at with your program, new expectations, and start brand new. Just hit the reset button.
Willie Taggart, some are saying, Florida State, he got 21 games there before he was fired.
Yeah.
Football Talk on the Fan is presented by Paramount Plus. Sylvester Stallone is back in the original hit series Tulsa King. This season, Dwight faces his most dangerous adversaries yet, forcing him to fight for everything he's built and to protect his empire. Stream the new season of Tulsa King on Sunday, September 21st, exclusively on Paramount Plus.
His biggest adversary is yet another facelift because Stallone can't move his face. But I do love, it's actually a good show, and I do like Sylvester Stallone. That face is, whew.
So the odds, UCLA, I just saw John Gruden is the favorite to land the UCLA job. And I got to tell you, if he'd take that,
take it.
Do it.
Yes.
If you're UCLA.
If Gruden has any interest in that, and
Do
you're
it.
UCLA,
Do it.
Do it.
Because you're not getting.
You will get no better. He might be a Hail Mary, but it's a Hail Mary that if it works, that could be your saving grace. If he has any interest at all, give him whatever he wants.
They have Dion number 2 on this list.
Oh God. I'll tell you what, that would be a bigger disaster than when at Colorado. He will fail spectacularly at UCLA.
And then at Virginia Tech, they have Gruden again, the odds-on favorite, followed by Shane Beamer of South Carolina and Justin Wilcox of Cal. Because Brent Pry got fired.
I don't know anymore. Like, there's some talk that Virginia Tech in this new era just doesn't have the fan base, doesn't have the NIL, doesn't have the money, the structure. There's some talk there that is in this new world of football just might not be what it once was.
They just paid Old Dominion $400K to come in and beat him at their place.
Yeah.
They lost.
They lost. That's why he got fired. They lost this weekend to Old Dominion by like 20.
I didn't see why. He sucked, but I didn't see why.
They went 3-8, 7-6, 6-7, and now they're 0-3. And yes, that includes losing to Old Dominion. And that you can't
do that.
No.
It's like losing to New Mexico at home. Oh, wait.
And UNLV.
Notre Dame is 0-2, the game of the weekend. We'll wrap up the college talk next on The Fan.
It's time for a Ducks Report, the inside story on Ducks athletics. Brought to you by Mods PDX. The future of building is here.
Yeah, good and bad. Like, there's going to be some film for us to be able to go back and really attack. And again, I think they had some good answers that we have to have a good plan for moving forward. I thought the energy on the sideline was really good. Just disappointed with the last couple drives on both sides of the ball. We kind of charted that throughout. We knew this was going to be a limited possession game with the way that they play football. They did a really good job of eating the clock. We got to take advantage of every series.
Dan Lanning.
Yeah, this will be one that they'll learn from, and I think secretly he's probably thrilled that there was some adversity and that you can point to some stuff on.
He can create urgency.
Yes.
Practice.
Yes, 100%.
Mods PDX, the future of building is here.
Dirt and spray. Dirt and spray.
Out there, it's complicated, and I would challenge everybody to go write down your top 25. It's not an easy thing to do. Like, where would you rank teams? Why would they be where they are at? Why would you put this team ahead of that team? What is not complicated is looking at a box score and seeing that South Florida beat Florida on the road and realizing that one of those teams is 2-0, the other one is 1-1. The team who won the game should be ranked out of the other one.
The home of Dirt and Spray. Weekday mornings from 6 to 10 on the Fan Sports Network.
When concrete around your home sinks, it's never pretty, and it's usually not safe either. Terra Firma has the solution. We can inject safe, expanding foam through a hole smaller than a dime and lift existing concrete sidewalks, steps, patios, and more. Best of all, there's no mess, and you can walk or drive on the
on the Fan Sports Network.
Well, great game between Notre Dame and Texas A&M.
Oh, yeah.
That was fun.
Sad that it came down to a missed field or a mixed extra point and then the world's worst non-holding call I've ever seen.
Yeah, but, it all adds to the drama.
Sure.
I mean, I'm sure there are a few bettors pissed off that the Notre Dame holder couldn't get the ball down for an extra point, because then if Texas A&M went on to tie it, it would go to overtime instead of Notre Dame losing. And they kept showing that poor. I mean, have they ever showed a holder more on the sideline than that kid? They just kept panning to the poor guy.
It's like, hey, by the way, here you are.
God,
he had the Eli Manning, ate some bad fish face, and
he knew.
So
Texas A&M. So if you didn't see it, Notre Dame scores the go-ahead tutty. They fumbled the snap on the extra point, so they're only up 6. Texas A&M, though, I mean, the defense had a chance to close it out. Yeah, Texas A&M drives all the way down, and Marcel Reed, I think it was 4th down, hits the tight end in the end zone.
Yep.
The tight end says he lost it in the lights. He said he couldn't see it, but it just appeared right at the last second, and he caught it, and they kicked their extra point 1-1.
13 seconds left on the clock, and I'm telling you,
crazy.
If you go back and look at that, 4th and goal, by the way, at the 11. Like, I mean, that's.
Well, and the play got broken. I mean, Reed was just running for his life.
But
and then he just made a play.
There are 2 Notre Dame defenders running free. One gets drugged down. The other guy gets tackled. I mean, honestly, I think those are SEC refs, if I'm not mistaken. Someone should be investigated. That is, and again, one holding call. You're right. Defense, make a stop, right?
You let them drive all the way down.
You let them drive all the way down, and you leave it in the hands of the officials. That's on you. But again, 2 holding calls right in front of the umpire. One of them literally being a guy getting tackled from behind. Never seen it. As bad a missed call, 2 of them, as I've ever seen in my life of playing college football. And I get why Notre Dame fan is upset. But again, you leave it in the hands of the officials. That's on you.
And make your extra point.
Make your extra point.
Not hard. Get to overtime, win at home, maybe.
And now Notre Dame is the first team in the history of college football after week 3 to be 0-2 and still ranked.
Where are they ranked?
25, I believe.
24, I think.
The 24?
Yeah.
So they lost to Miami and
by 3
A&M.
And A&M by 1. I think they've lost 2 games against high-ranked teams by combined 4 points.
Yeah, but still, I mean, that hurts their chances to get into the tournament.
Oh, absolutely. But they're not done.
You look at their schedule, they could win out. They could win 10 games straight.
Purdue, Arkansas, Boise, NC State, USC, BC, Navy, Pitt, Syracuse, Stanford. They run that table, and they're 10-2. And Miami and A&M live up to the hype. And Miami and A&M are both playoff teams. Notre Dame is going to make a really strong record as opposed to, let's say, this is where I think college football, and we're doing a lot of, woulda, coulda, shouldas down the line here. But if that horse crap team from Indiana, the cowards that they are, if that ends up being an 11-1 team and Notre Dame is 10-2, I want them to give Indiana the bird and put Notre Dame in over them. Because Miami and Texas A&M and SC is a hell of a lot better than whatever the hell Indiana's rolling out there with Kennesaw State and that other horse crap. So you have said now that scheduling matters, and so don't murder Notre Dame for losing 2 very, very close games against arguably a top 5 and a top 10 team. Now, if it comes down to it and there's other teams with better resumes, fine. But I will never kill someone from actually scheduling 2 real games back to back and coming within a whisper of winning both. With a freshman quarterback, by the way, who I thought played really well.
Do you think that, is it possible Texas A&M's the best team in Texas? Is that a thing?
Yeah. Real possibility.
They're pretty good.
Texas has real problems.
And you know what? Their schedule lines up nice. I believe they miss both Alabama and Georgia.
Yeah, but it's still.
I mean, it's still the SEC, but if you're A&M, you could do a lot worse than that.
Yeah, A&M has Auburn, Mississippi State, Florida, Arkansas, LSU, Missouri, South Carolina, Sanford, Texas. So it'll prove it. But of all the quarterbacks that we talked about preseason, Marcel Reed was way down that list, and he looks a hell of a lot better than a lot of these other guys that are running around out there. And give Elko credit, and he's
good coach.
A good coach. and they're sitting there at 3-0, and now you got a chance to prove it against Auburn. That's a big time game right there. And I want more of that in college football, and I don't want people to be scared of scheduling real games. So I hope that the committee, some people were making fun of Notre Dame for being ranked. No, I have no problem with them being ranked, because half of the teams that are ranked right now have played nobody, no one. So if we're going to go through and look at whatever, the teams that are in the, I don't know, I'm trying to look here at, I don't know. I'm trying to look at another team like, that's down there with them has Michigan, although Michigan lost a game, but yeah, I mean, like New Mexico and Central Michigan, their one game they played was Oklahoma. So had Michigan played another team not named New Mexico, Michigan would have 2 losses. So like this idea that we rank based on, especially this early, just on record, Notre Dame has played a harder schedule than basically anyone in the country. If those are the 2 games that you've played, and we're going to sit there and make fun of them and punish them, I'm not on board with that.
All right, we must adjourn. You guys want some club?
Yeah, let's club it.
Club me.
Yeah. By the way, Indiana, Old Dominion, Kennesaw State, and Indiana State. I would put Notre Dame right now at 0-2 ahead of Indiana. Screw you, Indiana. Play somebody.
Well, ChatGPT is already frying our brains, guys.
Yeah, it's not good for anybody.
And what are the coolest things to collect? Next on The Fan.
This is the
Now, Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
Ryan Buckley with this Sports Center update. First on the Fan, the Bucks and Texans doing battle right now on Monday Night Football, the first of 2 games tonight. The Bucks driving with the ball late third quarter. It's 14-10 in favor of Tampa. A couple touchdown passes for Baker Mayfield. 2 minutes to play in the third quarter currently. And then in the nightcap at 7 o'clock on ESPN, Justin Herbert and the Chargers visiting Pete Carroll and the Las Vegas Raiders. The Raiders catching 3.5 points at home in that one. Big injury news in the NFL today. Bengals star quarterback Joe Burrow could miss up to 3 months after undergoing a procedure for a toe injury he sustained Sunday against the Jaguars. Meanwhile, Vikings starter J.J. McCarthy going to miss 2 to 4 weeks with an ankle injury, and reigning Rookie of the Year Jaden Daniels dealing with a knee injury. It's uncertain whether he'll be able to go against the Raiders next week, which would put Marcus Mariota in line to start. Meanwhile, the Mariners are off tonight, but the Astros nipping at their heels in the AL West pennant chase. Astros underway currently. They're taking on the Texas Rangers. It is 2-0 in favor of Houston in the middle of the fourth. More sports scores and stories in 30 minutes. Ryan Buckley, the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt and missing work. Insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
The Fan is live on YouTube and Twitch. And now Window Nation brings you on-demand video.
Quick update for you on Monday Night Football. The Bucks appear to be taking control. It is 14-10.
A little dose of Bucky Irvin in there.
Yeah, they're running it well, and C.J. Stroud is just getting murdered. Yeah. He might be dead, actually. I think he is.
He will be the next Joe Burrow. I love C.J. Stroud, and he plays his ass off, and it's malpractice what they do in front of him along that offensive line.
And Suk, you know better than I would, but aren't the Bucks missing Tristan Wirfs and maybe another starting offensive lineman doing this?
They are, yeah.
Yes, sir. Again, there's ways you can minimize. When you have a bad O-line or a wonky O-line, you can hide things and kind of muck things up. It's what the Seahawks are trying to do with their O-line. It's what the Steelers are trying to do with Aaron Rodgers. And this idea that, like, Cincinnati and Houston, it's like, hey, we don't have a good O-line, so let's just play shotgun and go 4 wide, and God forbid we protect our quarterback and then have him get rid of the ball as quick as possible and hope he only gets hit 17 times a game. It's just, as I said, it's malpractice.
So ChatGPT is turning our brains into applesauce. Mm-hmm. Did you know that?
I didn't know it turned into applesauce, but I don't think in any shape it's good for us. My favorite thing is there is a whole generation of kids now that are taking the idea of, I don't need to learn anything, I don't need to know anything, because I'll just ask ChatGPT.
Exactly.
And then whatever ChatGPT says, they take it as the gospel truth. Just terrifying.
So MIT researchers have looked into this now. And it's the first brain scan study of ChatGPT users, and the results are terrifying.
Oh, boy.
AI is not making us more productive. It's making us cognitively bankrupt.
Yeah.
So 4 months of data. Here's what it says. The study divides subjects, 54 of them, 18 to 39 years old, all from the Boston area, into 3 groups and asked them to write several SAT essays using OpenAI's ChatGPT, Google search engine, and nothing at all, respectively. Researchers used an EEG to record the writer's brain activity across 32 regions and found that of the 3 groups, ChatGPT users had the lowest brain engagement and consistently underperformed at neural, linguistic, and behavioral levels. Over the course of several months, ChatGPT users got lazier with each subsequent essay, often resorting to copy and paste by the end of the study. The paper suggests that the usage of LLMs could actually harm learning, especially for younger users. The paper has not yet been peer-reviewed, and its sample size is relatively small, but its main author felt it was important to release the findings to elevate concerns that a society increasingly relying on this for immediate convenience, long-term brain development may be sacrificed in the process.
Yeah, there was one I read, and I want to say it was off of, maybe it was in Wired. It was one of those articles that came across my...
I like Wired.
Yeah, Wired has some good stuff, and they were saying that there had been some, same sort of thing, just some studies that weren't conclusive, but some researchers doing studies, and they were saying that this generation, this AI, and even not just AI, but just like even just Google, critical thinking is going by the wayside. There is no more critical thinking. It is someone, and half the time it's not even someone, something just telling you what your opinion is, and that is terrifying.
It feels like we're just making the shortcut shorter every single time, and at some point, just landing where you need to be, you don't get or develop anything outside of you. I mean, I don't know if you guys see this on Twitter at all, but now everyone wants to like ask Grok, the robot, about whatever. Somebody will post a thread of like 3 or 4 tweets, and someone will ask Grok, please summarize this thread. It's 4 tweets. It's been summarized. Like, it's already short form.
Well, and now you're getting to the point where it's making us more pliable to influence. Because it's just like, I'm too busy to have an opinion. Tell me what my opinion is. Oh, this is the opinion. Cool, I'm going to run with it. And that makes it really, really easy to manipulate. And, you know, some of the like, was it Grok or whatever? Like, I've already seen where people are saying, dude, some of the stuff that thing's cranking out, again, realize where that's coming from. Like, whose AI?
Well, that's Elon,
That's
bro.
Elon.
Yeah, they've had to shut Grok down multiple times and like retool it because of the things it's spitting out.
Yeah, so... it's.
Do you use it much?
No, I never do.
I don't really use it at all either.
I don't.
I know a lot of people do.
I try in my life not to be the old man that just, that yells about technology. And it's an old man yelling at clouds.
I probably use it more on this show than anything else, because now when you type into Google, if you use like a question word first, like what or who, it'll just populate an AI answer for you, as opposed to just coming up with like a list of search hits.
Yeah,
and
makes
so,
sense.
but that's about the extent of it.
When we were in Italy, my buddy downloaded the advanced version of the pay version of ChatGPT. And it was kind of cool because we would be in a museum and everything was in Italian, and you could just hold your phone up and you ask, hey, why is this important? And it would crank out a really cool, this is what this painting is. And we're like, oh, that's really neat. There's a big line. Why is this building important? So that stuff I thought was really cool.
Well, you can Google all that.
Yeah, I know, but I didn't know
But that's
the name.
the easiest way to harness all of that.
And I didn't know the name. Like I said, there was like a big line, so we couldn't even get to the painting that had the name of it. Like if there's 30 people in front of this painting, it was the gal in the seashell.
Yeah.
And I knew that painting. I'd seen it, and I was like, I knew that was a famous painting. I was like, and so we just, you're like, hey, instant, and it cranked out why that was a big deal. So that stuff's cool, but I don't know. This might be the ultimate old man thing that I have so far. Is I thought this guy summarized it really well, or gal. Someone said we're gonna one day look back at a lot of these tech companies the same way we look at big tobacco. I really do believe
that's a good call.
I think, like even the Charlie Kirk thing that happened, and the response to it, I just AI and social media and all that being driven. And by the way, half of this Discord that's being thrown out there is bots. We know that a lot of the controversial stuff that's being thrown out there, whether it's right wing, left wing, whatever, it's like it's engagement farmers. It's like Russia and Chinese bots that are out there, and they stir people into an absolute frenzy. And I just don't see in any way how AI or and all this stuff ends up being a net game for us. I don't. I think it will be so detrimental to society. And I've heard from so many teachers and seen interviews with teachers where like, dude, this is the downfall of education.
And that's the thing where I find it like disappointing is it feels like the technology just by itself could really help humanity and us do a lot of real good stuff. They're talking about helping it, reverse engineering cancer cells so you understand how those start and things. And like there are so many applications that could be great, but the most basic ones are the ones that are going to ruin us.
Yeah. I mean, there was like one kid, I think it was at UCLA, which by the way is one of the best public institutions in the country. Try getting into UCLA sometime. It sucks at sports or football, but it's a mother bear of a university.
I'm not going to try that.
Yeah, I wouldn't get in. UCLA is a bitch to get into. And there was a kid that I believe it was UCLA at his graduation. He walked across with his laptop and held it up, and he was basically taunting, saying he did no work. He let ChatGPT get his entire degree, and he held that up as some sort of like
a badge of honor.
Like a badge of honor. And like that just blows my mind. Like how ignorant and dumb can you be? What skills did you learn other than how to cut corners? And maybe that guy goes on to be a great entrepreneur or whatever, but that sort of mentality is just really, really, really dangerous. And letting something think for you, I just can't think of anything scarier for like a dystopian future other than just saying, well, I'm just going to let a computer form all of my opinions. And by the way, that computer is being programmed by somebody, which means someone out there is telling it what to tell you.
Well, I don't know if you guys have noticed, we've talked about it here a little bit, but the AI overview on Google is not that accurate.
No. Yeah. It's like, I want to say it's like 70% for us because the three of us will sit here and one of us will Google something and then someone else will be like, well, that's not right. This team won in 2015 or whatever. And we're like, yeah, hey, what's that about?
Well, it doesn't. I saw one the other day. As a matter of fact, it applies to the show because we were talking about Xavier Leggett's
his accent.
And Buck brought to my attention that I saw some videos where it looked like he was faking his accent.
Yeah. So I said a deep ball, man.
Texted over to Buck. I'm like, hey, we need to explore this. Well, then I go to Google and I hit, is Xavier Leggett's accent fake?
Yeah.
And AI said, yes, it's fake. Well, you know what it was based off of? It was based off a bit that Xavier Leggett did with the Panthers saying it was fake. He was joking that it was fake. So AI cannot discern what is
humor, sarcasm,
or So it had that as his accent's fake. No, if you go look at the bit, it was just they were just doing it was like a preseason thing that Panthers were doing.
Fun thing. Yeah.
So anyway,
that's dangerous.
Yeah, and so oftentimes the AI overview, even though it's kind of a nice tool, you got to be careful.
Yeah.
It's not always correct because the Google search sometimes takes you got to go deeper to find the actual answers.
Absolutely.
All right. Hey, good talk. All right.
Said, as a state employee who's been told we can't use AI, I work tax appeals and can absolutely tell when employers are using AI when filing their appeals. Yeah, I mean, and that's what teachers are saying.
Yeah,
teachers
that's interesting. Yeah, they can see it.
Teachers are looking at papers and being like, dude, you did not write this.
Right.
Well, now they have some cool tools too. They have one that like basically you can make your students essentially like if you're asking them to write an essay, write it in like a internet plugin extension that is just tracking how much time you spend in the document. They're tracking the words as they get typed. So and then they're tracking for like AI algorithms. So you can't just go and copy and paste something from the internet and drop it in because it'll tell your teacher this person spent 2.5 minutes on this and that's it.
Yeah. I'm just scared. Again, my biggest thing is I'm scared that we are losing the ability to form independent thought and that critical thinking skills are going by the wayside. And when you lose the ability to form independent thought and think about things for yourself, boy, that is a future that absolutely terrifies the living hell out of me.
What are the coolest things to collect? Next on The Fan.
The Fan is live on YouTube, Twitch,
I'm not a collector.
I never really have cards when I was a kid.
Yeah.
But
Pogs when I was a kid.
What?
Pogs.
Ooh, the Pogs.
What are Pogs?
They were it was the lids of the pine orange guava juice. It was the game that kids played. You were probably just past it, but it was like a little gambling game. You'd stack them up and you'd have a slammer and you'd throw the slammer down, and whatever Pogs flipped, you got to like keep in a little like betting game, and it was huge in elementary, middle school.
I'm too old.
Like in the 90s, that was a big deal. I remember the Pogs.
In the 90s, I was on to chicks.
Yeah, man.
Chicks and weed, man.
No, I'm trying to think. Hello, someone's saying, if it's on the same shelf, isn't that a collection?
Yeah, I mean, I could see both sides of that.
It's a collection, but I'm not a collector. It's a collection of things, but
I don't know. I've always viewed collecting as it's expensive.
Yes,
and I don't
get it.
To me, there's just. I'd rather spend my money elsewhere. I don't need a bunch of the same thing.
No.
I don't know. I'm just would spend it on experience. But, to each their own.
Mm-hmm.
I was reading an article about a guy people who collect license plates. This is the big one.
I see those. Like, that's a big deal. Like, I've been in a couple of people's garages, and they've got...
Oh, yeah.
It's license plates and old like, car memorabilia, like signs, like gas station signs. Like, that's a big deal.
So there's a dude who's trying to collect a license plate from 500 jurisdictions worldwide.
Okay.
Now, the Holy Grail, you care to guess where the Holy Grail would be from?
A license plate, North Korea.
Think about it. No, Vatican City.
Oh.
Gotta get the license plate from Vatican City.
Okay. I would think that, is it that? I think North Korea, like, okay.
My guess is population based. Like, I think that the Vatican City is so small, there are so few total license plates that would exist.
Yeah.
Whereas even though we can't get in and out of North Korea, it would be easier to come by one of those, perhaps.
So this dude's 27 years old. He's not old.
Okay.
And he already has over 2,000 plates from 400 jurisdictions and 70 countries.
So he's just buying these like on eBay or something?
No, he's going there.
Oh, he actually goes there.
Yeah. Yeah, he's going. He's traveling. He's like, dude, it's a great way to see the world.
Okay. And do you steal the license plate, or do you just? Like,
I think he does. He does. Like you get a hold of government officials, and maybe they'll hook you up. There's all kinds of different. I mean, they'll do anything to get these plates. Like these are like extreme collectors.
Well, that's why I kind of thought maybe you just like you thrift shop, because you go to like garage sales.
Well,
people,
you can do that.
Yeah,
too.
like people always have old license plates for sales.
Yeah, like I said, there's probably a million ways once they get there to dig them up. But maybe go to a junkyard or something. I don't know.
This guy says he collects electronic key cards from hotels. A lot I don't remember, but the ones I do are really cool. That's kind of fun.
Why would he do that?
I don't know. Just kind of where all the places you've been. I mean,
but they aren't. Are they?
Some of them have the logos on them. Other ones are just plain. But I mean, I guess if you like wrote it out, like.
I used to keep my ticket stubs from all the sporting events that I went to, thinking that I would put them all in one place eventually, and then I lost track of them.
Now
didn't keep it up.
Now no one does tickets anymore. It's all digital. So that kind of collection is over. I don't know. It's just like there's another guy. I mean, how is that any different than license plates? Or sports memorabilia. I mean, whatever. Some people collect stamps. I know that's a big one.
Stamps are big. Coins are big.
Yeah.
Comics are big.
Sure.
Oh, yeah, comics.
People collect like, oh boy, Baker maybe.
Pokemon cards.
Was he okay? Oh no, he bounced up.
Sports cards.
Yeah, sports
Records.
collectible like autographs. That's a big deal.
Oh yeah, I guess I don't know if that counts. We have a vinyl collection, and when we go to like thrift shops or go to garage sales, like we try to add to it. But I feel like that's just buying music.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean,
cars. You Jay Leno.
I got a buddy of mine that's a bit of a car guy.
Gay beat up club.
Yeah, he's got like 10, and yeah, I'm always like, well, I mean,
how many do you have for it to be a?
That's a lot. I mean, 10 cars.
But what's a collection?
I would say 10's a collection.
But does 4? I would say 4. I bet that you assume maybe both adults in a household have a car, and then if potentially there's a third car, then you're like, oh, maybe we use this for something else. Once you have 4, you've got a collection, right? That's where I would distinguish, I think.
Yeah, I would say to me a collection is like you don't, like I have
you don't use them or they're not regular.
I have 3 bicycles.
Mm-hmm.
but all three serve
a different purpose.
I feel like if I had another bike,
you'd be collecting them.
I feel like it would be because that would be I have a mountain bike, like a commuter bike, and then a bike that I ride for like exercise, like when I actually like ride. If I had another bike that didn't serve a purpose, then I would think I have a bike collection. But now I just think I have 3
functional
bikes.
Yeah.
So I guess that's my thing. Like with a car, I get like if you have a convertible that you drive in the summer, maybe a truck is like you have like a work truck, and then you have like a I don't know, like a good efficient gas car or like an EV or something to commute in. You get one more car. I think that's what it is. I think it's the superfluous item. Then I think that becomes a collection.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because you can't put a number on it.
Yeah.
Depending on what the item is.
Yeah. And then like pop culture stuff like Funkos, anything like that, that's just a collect. You're just
like what?
Like Funkos
Funko
or
Pops.
Funko.
There's one. Hold on. There's one of them in here.
Yeah, Funkos are like the little. You'll know when you see them. Yeah.
These little guys.
That's Funko.
Never seen that before in my life.
Oh, they're huge.
Really?
Yeah.
Because people. So this one is a custom one that is supposed to be swag, but they make them for
everybody.
Every cartoon, every actor, every athlete, and so there are people that have entire walls of these things.
Yes. And they're very, very collectible, and people don't want to open them. You got to keep them in the box.
Yep.
This guy says he has over 100 pairs of shoes. That's a shoe collection.
Well, I think the shoe thing is probably the newest.
That's a very common one right now.
Most popular one.
See, and that one fascinates me.
Watches. People collect watches.
Yeah. Absolutely. And that's an expensive hobby. But the shoe one is crazy. Like, I like shoes, and I have a couple pairs of Jordans that I'll wear them, and people are like, "Oh man, you're wearing those." I'm like, "Yeah, it's a pair of shoes."
Yeah, from my feet.
And they're like, "Man, I would never wear those." And I'm like, "Well, then why would you?" I that fascinates me. The idea of having shoes and you don't wear them, or you have a car and you don't drive it. That would weird me out.
That's why I don't get the. I mean, I'm not judging. I just, for me, collecting things is weird because you don't do anything with a lot of the things.
Yeah.
Now, if you're collecting for future resale, that's, that's different.
Yeah.
But why would you have 100 pair of shoes?
I think it's like
if you don't wear them.
Well, like my brother that's his hobby. He collects, and like down in his, I assume it's still there. Down in his basement is just. I mean, I don't want to know how much money. I mean, just. And he's not like he's just a normal guy. He spends so much money on memorabilia, and it's autographs. And I've never understood it, but it brings him.
He loves it.
He loves it.
Now. See, for him, it's a lot probably about the experience of getting it.
Yeah, and
then putting it in the room and setting it up.
He just sits down there, and it's like being surrounded by that just makes him happy. And
that's cool.
Yeah, I will never understand that, but for him and collectors, I've seen collectors, they just sit amongst their stuff, and it radiates joy.
Well, that's great.
Yes.
That's what it should be.
I do not, somewhere, and there's most people in my family are like that. My family are all big collectors of things, and shocker, I am not. I think I was born into the wrong family. I just don't have that gene. There's something about that where I'm like, what? And the stuff that I did collect when I was little, when I was young, I just gave it. I'm like, someone will come over to my house and be like, "Oh, that's cool." I'm like, "You want it?"
It's lost its importance to you.
Yeah, it just sits in
It just turns into junk.
Yes, I've given away so much stuff over the last 15 years because it's just like I have football stuff from when I played. I collected that stuff, and someone would be like, "Oh man, that's really cool." I'd be like, "Why do you want that?" And they're like, "What?" I'm like, "It literally is sitting in a box or sitting on a shelf, and if you think it's cool and it'll bring you happiness, like, here, take it," because it sits there. I don't know. Somewhere along the line, years and years ago, I made a right-hand turn at Albuquerque.
Fan personality. Who is the biggest collector?
I think Sprague's a collector.
Is he?
Well, he's talked about I was listening to them once, and he said he wanted to spend money. I don't know if he ever did, but it was he wanted a Back to the Future Marty McFly, Michael J. Fox autograph lithograph thing that was hundreds of dollars, and it was he desperately wanted it, and I was like, oh, So I remember him saying that. So there may be something there. He could be a collector. I could see Dirt being a sports memorabilia collector.
See, I see Swag with all kinds of
I was thinking
things.
I could see Swag collecting whiskeys or I mean, plenty of things.
Somebody says you just haven't found your collection passion. Wait until you come across a vintage 1970s Playboy.
I could see Schulte being a collector.
There you go. He does. In fact, he's a card guy.
Collect?
Mariner stuff?
Yeah. Ooh. Yeah. If I had money, I would be an art collector. I like art. I just can't afford anything really nice. But I like art and photography. Although, again, is that a collection? I have a buddy of mine that's a really good photographer, and I love when I get one of his photographs and blow it up into a really nice print. Like, I like looking at stuff like that. I'm also currently trying to find, those velvet, like, 70s nudes? Like the velvet paintings? Like from the 1970s, and it'd be like some nude gal with like an afro. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
You haven't seen those?
No.
Look up velvet nude painting. You'll immediately be like, oh, and people will have them like up in bars. Do velvet nude painting.
Yeah, I got nothing.
What?
No, I don't know it.
But you know of what I speak.
No,
I'm trying to look for them right now.
I'm seeing them. This is foreign to me. They just look like nude.
They're like velvet paint. They were big like in the 1970s.
Huh. I got nothing.
And I've wanted one of these, and so I was like, I think they're kind of funny and kind of thing. And so
funny, huh?
Yeah, it's like you see them. There's like some of the bars I go to will have these, and I'm like, it's like vintage like 70s decor. For whatever reason, in the 1970s, we thought that was like classy. And so I was like, a number of years ago, I was like, dude, I'm going to get this velvet. I'm going to get a velvet nude painting. I'm going to put it like in my living room. I think it's funny. Turns out they're massively collectible and freaking expensive and hard to find.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never seen those.
And I'm like, dude, I am not spending $3,000. Like the first time I was at a thrift shop in Vancouver, and I walked in and they had this awesome velvet painting of it's the tasteful nude, and she was like on a bearskin rug, and I'm like, done. I'm like, let's go. And the guy's like, well, that's not for sale. Like, what do you mean it's not for sale? He goes, well, that's kind of my own personal collection. I was like, dude, it's a thrift store, everything's for sale. And he goes, fine. He goes, I might be able to let it go. So I was like preparing myself for like $200, for a cheesy like velvet nude. And he's like, I'll let it go for $4. And I was like,
$4.
Well, that's what I was like. So I was like $4. I was like, God, that's. So I thought like we'd win.
You're thinking
whatever.
$400?
Like, yeah, I'm an idiot thinking he was saying $400. Dude meant $4,000. And I was like, you are. And the guy's like, dude, do you know what these? And then that's when I realized these are like these highly collectible things. So I spent the last handful of years just when I'm out and about, I kind of look for one of these, and they are super collectible and hard to find. Velvet nude, like you might see the velvet Elvis paintings were a big deal for a while.
Yeah, the text line saying that every mom had those in the 70s.
Yes.
The velvet Elvis.
This like Elvis had, like, if you go to Graceland, these velvet paintings are up in Graceland all over the place. And it's become this weird pseudo collectible thing. Why they're worth any money, I have no idea. But people
just
want
scarcity, probably.
Yeah, people want them.
Not that many of them?
Yeah.
Who made them?
I don't know.
Just people?
Just people.
People. Are we in a beard renaissance? Next, here's Beckley. Here's John. Yeah.
Doing great.
This is a Rivalry Week edition of Primetime with Isaac and Suk, brought to you by Roto-Rooter. Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
Brian Patrick Buckley, son of John Buckley, with this Sports Center update, brought to you by Grand Central Bowl, arcade and sports bar, your Ducks game day headquarters in Portland. First on the Fan, unconfirmed at this point, but some concerning reports coming out of Ducks practice today that receiver DeCorian Moore may have been carted off the field. They believe it may be a hip injury. This is all from message board chatter at this point, nothing official from the team. We have two Football games going on in the NFL tonight. It's a good one right now between Tampa and Houston in Houston. The Bucs leading 14-13 after a Houston field goal. Baker Mayfield and company taking the ball with about 5 minutes left in this game. Coming up at 7 o'clock, it's the Justin Herbert-led Chargers against the Raiders in Sin City. That one is over on ESPN. You can bet the Raiders at plus 3.5. Meanwhile, the Mariners are off today, but the Astros still on their heels, just one game back in the AL West. Astros are playing today, and they have a 4-3 lead on the Texas Rangers in the bottom of the 5th inning. We'll keep our eyes on that one. More sports scores and stories in 30 minutes. Ryan Buckley at the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt and missing work. Insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at WarrenAllen.com.
The home of dirt and spray. Weekday morning.
things, like actual Renaissance.
What does that even mean?
Ooh, there's a
Yeah,
teddy.
how is a Renaissance
Hey,
defined?
Look at that, Buck.
Yeah.
You got your teddy. Texans have just taken the lead on the Bucks.
That actually may be the best thing that could happen to Tampa Bay, to be honest with you.
I agree with you.
Because
now they have 2 minutes to try to tie it.
Yeah, I really, if you're the Texans,
you could have just milked it and kicked a field goal.
Kick a field goal and win. Although I think the Bucks have all their timeouts, so they probably wouldn't have let you. But this
so it's
actually
19-14. They have to get a 2-point conversion to go up 7.
Yeah. So this may actually end up. I'm not saying that Tampa Bay let them score, but
they might have. Yeah, you might be right.
Yeah, I don't know. He was untouched. I wonder if there wasn't a guys just let him go here, because now you got all your timeouts and almost 2 minutes and some change.
That helps Houston bettors though.
Yeah, it does.
Huh?
I'll be interested.
Am I right, Buckley?
Yeah.
I'll be interested in the post game if he says that they let him score.
Judging on the replays, it didn't look like the defense was intentionally cooked. It just looked like they were authentically cooked.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, Houston's offense has been rough in this game, but somehow they're winning.
Well, both of these defenses are quite good, and you know, and the Tampa even gave up a block punt, held them to a field goal, and then you know that punt return. So the Tampa defense has held up their end.
Well, I
of the
tell you,
bargain.
I got to call something.
Yeah,
I just got to call it.
Yeah,
Baker turnover in 3, 2, 1.
I would say this.
Am I wrong?
No Tristan Wirfs, and you're gonna have to throw the ball. That Houston front is going to pin their ears back, and that ball better come out in a hurry, and I mean a hurry.
Well,
yeah, the beard renaissance. I don't know what a beard renaissance. I mean, we all have beards.
Well, there have been periods of history. Yes, everyone has a beard now.
Yes,
and
now I'm getting the I've heard some I've seen some like TikToks and Twitter stuff,
like TikToks like
TikToks,
and
where girls are now raging against beards.
Well, here's the thing. It's going to turn the other way.
Yeah.
It always does.
Always.
And so this says, now this is the New York Times talking about this. According to a popular beard blog, there have been 4 great beard movements in history. So there are periods of time where you can see men had beards.
Yes.
And then other times where it's thought of as like you're a loser. You know, you're hiding something.
Yeah. You're viewed as low class.
So, 2nd century, the Middle Ages, the Renaissance, and the late 19th century, and we are currently in the 5th beard movement.
We're living in the glory days of a 5th beard movement.
It's a renaissance, and it is true. I mean, hell, the New York Yankees, for heaven's sakes, have gotten rid of allowed
well-groomed beards.
Yeah, they've allowed beards, and
we have a vice president that has a beard.
Yes, exactly. Politicians are wearing them now.
Yeah, Ted Cruz.
Now, traditionally, beards have signified virility. Though in the 60s and 70s, the last great beard renaissance, they came to symbolize rebellion, literal and cultural, against the establishment.
Yeah.
So what they mean now, that's for you to decide. What we're doing here. But
yeah, beards used to be like it was a biker thing, you know, an outlaw, the outlaw image.
But we are now
that means you're a chef and you've got a whisk tattoo on your neck.
We are in the age of the beard.
Well, I mean, does it say something that are we the first fully bearded show in fan history?
I don't know. I can't answer that.
I think we
we didn't have a show in the 1800s.
No, well, Colin never had one. Like Kermit didn't have one. Those early days, John Lund didn't have one. Furness didn't have one. And then
we might have had a show in the Middle Ages on the Fan. Who are our middle-aged hosts? Wait, that's us.
And then it was you and me. And then we added none of the Wilcox and Demers and.
I feel like everyone has a beard now to the point where you don't even notice it. You know.
I mean, but
and so when I'm thinking, to answer your question, I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, I don't even know who has a beard and who doesn't.
No one else on the staff has a beard.
Really?
No,
it's just us.
Swag doesn't.
Does Dirt?
Meringue does. He's got a goatee.
He's got a goatee. That's not a beard. Meringue's still doing that 1992 thing. No, Sprague doesn't. Dusty doesn't. Patrick doesn't. He's got a mustache.
Dusty's got stubble.
Yeah, I think we're the I think we're the only show, and I think we're the only show in fan history. We have a fully bearded show. I think Dirt has
manliest show at the Fan.
I think Dirt has some form, but his isn't. His is like, I think he's got. I don't know what you call that. Like
so
a 3-day beard.
This is saying that the new facial hair renaissance seems intrinsically connected to the current discourse around masculinity and the manosphere. There is little, after all, more redolent of manliness than facial hair, the visual expression of testosterone. It's no accident that J.D. Vance is not the only member of Team Trump to have a beard. So do Donald Jr., Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick, and Senator Ted Cruz. Yeah, Teddy Cruz is rocking a beard these days.
Butching up. And yeah, it looks like Dirt has he's got a light beard, but he does have a beard. So the fan staff is beard light.
Well, male facial hair, they're saying now, has become cliche because everyone's got it. And so once that happens, it is inevitable. It has always happened that people will start moving in the other direction. So shave your beard tomorrow.
No.
Yes. Be a pioneer, Jace.
No. Although you could convince me to shave and go mustache.
Me too.
I'm bald, so bald, no facial hair. Nope. Welcome to the penis gang. I'm all right.
All right. We got to wrap this bitch up, don't we?
Let's do it.
We'll do that next on The Fan.
Dirt and spray. Dirt and spray.
I'm Dirt. A lot of rat poison out there right now paid for my ducks.
We got 'em, boys.
What you make of the 69ing of the Cowboys and the rise of the JP poll?
Just ask me the question again. I just want to hear the words come out of your mouth one more time.
I don't want to say it. No comment. No comment on my side. Hey, you be careful. I'll follow up with, hey, what's happening with Billy Napier right now? You know what I mean?
Please don't.
The home of Dirt and Spray. Weekday mornings from 6 to 10 on the Fan Sports Network.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs